See you in a sec.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
I do it big, I keep it large, okay, live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy, what about too hard, ayy, what about too hard, ayy, about too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this, don't like surprises. I cause a crisis, man, I'm a scientist. With the music I spice things, up to my liking. Man, I want nice things, nice things. That's not an AK, it's a Uzi. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my niggas from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I ain't too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What about too hard, ayy? What about too hard, ayy? About too hard.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Euronics, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, GGBet, and America's Navy.
ESL Pro League's 12th season, it's Malta Online, and we're back to get this party started for day 14. Complexity Mouse is on the agenda. We've got OG Ents, Furia EG, a battle for the Americas in your third, but that's a while away, so we shall focus on what's in front of us, as we all should. Live in the present, otherwise you'll stand still perpetually. I've got Lauren Pansy Scott and, of course, Chad Sponge Birchall hanging out in this gorgeous virtual studio. You may not have known that. I've just ruined the illusion.
I miss our home. I hate how we get to see, like, the beautiful Malta, and then I'm like, I got my nice bed, and the swimming pool's out the window.
When Henry posts a story and he's got his flip-flop, well, let me try again. What are the ones you swim with?
Your flippers. Yep.
Not your flip-flops.
Yep.
Yeah, it is, one more time, flippers.
Yes.
And he's sitting there on the beach and the Mediterranean's washing over him. And I'm like, I'm sitting here getting all sweaty next to Chad.
But we have Counter-Strike at least.
I've never really held a sunflower individually.
Oh, God.
Be careful.
Take it for a spin.
Okay.
Oh, I just got so anxious.
The water going everywhere. Yeah. The water was going to spill
Very
everywhere.
Morrissey-esque right
We've already
now.
had a spill this morning.
Now then.
Henry G, give it a wave around.
We do have an interview.
Oh, good.
Aren't we supposed to do one?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought so too. Carrigan may be joining us. Let's find out if he's interested. I got him a flower.
Does he like sunflowers?
Carrigan, what's your favorite flower?
Lilies.
Lilies.
Good choice.
Some people say they smell like cat piss. Does that? do you not find that?
Not really.
No.
Is this the interview
My favorite.
that he thought he was signing up for this morning?
My mother has always been quite aggressively against lilies, that's all. No, but Carrigan, thank you for taking the time. And of course, we're here to talk about Counter-Strike, all jokes aside. But real talk, it looks like you guys have really genuinely come in pretty damn hot to the Pro League. It was looking like it was getting rough out there. It felt like you guys were looking for answers everywhere and not finding them. But I'm seeing some good results. I'm seeing Beamers looking comfortable. How's the vibe generally in your camp in your rebirth phase?
I think it's all right. I mean, obviously, we had like 3 days practice before Pro League started, before the first match. So I just tried to make sure that every time we get a new player, to make him as comfortable as he can get. There's obviously some roles in the team to take care of, but I'm always this kind of guy that want to make the new guy feel comfortable, and then you mold him into be a different player at some other point if I feel the potential of that, right? So Beamers has integrated really great in the team so far. He has really good mechanics. It reminds me a lot of like Rain, the way he moves around as an anti-fragger. So I think it can be really good long term. So we just have to do trial and error here to begin with, and that's how it is.
By putting such a priority on making the new player comfortable, Carrigan, does that come at a cost of your own game?
I mean, it depends. Right now, I have very different role than I used to, right?
Yeah, and I want to talk about that.
I think it comes down to right now, I have been playing the same role, or kind of the same roles for 8 years now. Trying to put me outside my comfort zone would also make me improve as a leader and as a player. So right now, that's what we're trying out, and we will see where we end. First of all, is just getting back in the game and actually have competitive matches where we have a chance to win, because everybody who was following us the last 5 months, it has not been close games. We have been wrecked completely. So right now, I feel like all the games we played, we actually had a fair chance of winning it, and that makes me feel very comfortable and confident for the future.
Is part of that comfort zone you're talking about there, Carrigan, you taking over the primary AWPing duties and Chris not doing it?
Yeah, like obviously we have two who can do the primary opening role. So right now I'm taking that instead of Chris, and who knows? We will see in a month or in a few weeks what we're gonna do. It's a testing phase, also to give Bimas more space to play with Chris as an anti-fragger, and maybe he'll play later with me as an anti-fragger. We don't know. It's a little in the question mark right now. So we're just trying to find ourselves, and I think that's the most important thing as a team once you have hit a slump like that for 6 months. So right now it's trying to find our identity and see what happens when I'm leading and primary opening. What does it mean to our calling and playing style? Is that beneficial for other players in the team? Because changing me to an AWP also changed my calls automatically, right? So we have to see where it goes and take it from there. Like I said, it's a trial and error phase for us.
Yeah, no, and it's the perfect environment for it. I mean, Pro League is exactly where you've got the best competition, official capacity, integrating a new player. I think it sounds great for your project, Carrigan. I'm looking forward to seeing how you fare against the bloody juggernaut today.
Sure,
mate.
I'm also looking forward to.
It's going to be
See ya.
fun. All right, he's stepping into the server, and we can step towards wrapping this one up. We don't have to take another break, but we do have to talk about the maps.
Yeah, we do. And the veto for this one's really interesting because unfortunately for mousesports, the map pool that they've played with so far overlaps heavily with complexity, and complexity undefeated. We're always talking about the pros and cons of that complexity side of things, and it's mainly pros in recent times.
Yeah.
So if you're Mouse, traditionally they've been leaning into picking either Nuke or Dust 2. Two very good maps for complexity here. So I think Mouse will still have to pick one of those. But my biggest question mark right now is, will complexity go for the punish? And just to set that up for everybody, Mouse have two bans at the moment. One of them is Overpass, and then the second one that comes through will be Vertigo. They haven't played Vertigo officially yet with BMAS, which means to me, why is no one picking it into them? Because it's their second phase ban every time. You haven't seen it. So does this mean in the practice that they're looking really good on Vertigo? Does it mean, oh, we're too scared to go to a map that we haven't seen them play on? Maybe having those three brawly riflers of Rops, Frozen, and as well BMAS on a map like Vertigo.
And Vertigo was the new additions coming out. Mouse was some of the very good first to come up with some initial strategies. Let's start bringing it up. In fact, perfect. I see it rising behind you, Lauren.
So, Overpass will go, and then complexity should, right? They'd like to ban Inferno, but for them, I'm not sure it really matters in this map pool here. So now the picks, it's either Dust 2 or Nuke going to be the first one here for Mouse. Now, like I said, both are very comfortable maps for complexity. So you're picking your poison, and they've gone with Nuke. The problem is Mouse have to start on the T side.
Yeah, picking Nuke's always a bit of a myth.
Yeah, and then moving forward, this is where I think we'll get the choice coming through. I want to see Vertigo, but because I want to see it, we probably won't get it.
Oh, I'd love a punish.
So they haven't gone for that. They've gone for Mirage. Mirage right now, Mouse have only played it once, and they've lost it. So their official record on it is 0%. So that's probably a gooder reason than any. Train would probably be one to get rid of against Mouse if I was complexity here and take it to Dust to a very good middle ground map. I just don't understand why nobody wants to pick Vertigo into them, and maybe complexity not super comfortable with their own Vertigo at this stage, don't want to take the risk. They're more comfortable with the Mirage. But for them, this is a great map pool. They get Dust 2 Nuke, and they also had a choice of their map pick here. So for complexity, this is a dream, right? You're coming into this with a very good map pool, going up against the team who is in their honeymoon period, as we just heard from the in-game leader, are experimenting with bits and pieces. And look, complexity getting to start on the CT side, it takes away the normal narrative that I'd build. Blame F, lurking outside the wall smokes. He's not going to be doing that because he'll be on the CT side here. So we had Oboe the other day on ramp getting exploited by Spirit. That's something that hopefully they've tightened up. Maybe it was just an off day from Oboe. You know, you can have those type of games. Over towards the top side, we're going to have Rush locking things down. You've got Poison with the AWP floating around. So that's the kind of defense that you are going to have to deal with if you are mousesports. But just a couple of other things that we've learned about them. Karrigan primary AWPing. BMAS is getting some more comfortable roles. Satellite Rain, so more of an entry fragger. Chris J picking up the AWP when they need it, so still able to use it and apply it on CT-sided maps when they need double AWPs, or if they're going for a pick, he can use it in that regard. And then Rops is still playing fantastic Counter-Strike. So those are the things we know with mousesports at the moment. The rest we're learning. We're learning every day.
I've got an interesting one. And just wait for my internet to get it because I want to make sure I say it properly.
Okay.
But it looks to me that I was just looking at Nuke, right? And I've seen that actually, yes, complexity have been unbeaten, but the two maps they've dropped so far were both on Nuke in their best of 3 victories in Pro League. So just keep that in mind, as it clearly is a map, and they were close ones. It's like 18-20 to OT with Fnatic and Spirit at 16-14. But those were two of their losses in their victorious series, and both on a map that we've just seen picked against them.
Yeah, so look, they're going for that weakness. I can understand why you might be thinking you could find that there, but knowing the guys from complexity, you could be fixing those holes really quick, right?
Sure, but Karrigan's a little bit of a mid-rounder.
I know, but
I think it's just going to be faster stuff coming out from Karrigan, though. And that for me, like, to manage a new player who doesn't have a lot of experience in the mid-round is one of the hardest things to do. That's where the Rops and the Chris J's of the world need to step up. Because Frozen, realistically still, I know he's been doing this now for a year plus, but he's still a relatively new player to this level of Counter-Strike as well, if we're going to consider those things. And Karrigan, the other day against Astralis, he didn't get a single kill in the first half, right? So, like, no offense to Karrigan, I love the guy. I think he's a fantastic in-game leader, but we're not going to see the frags coming from him. So in a game like this, against the wall, against the Juggernaut, long as Oboe's locking down ramp and they're not losing those rotations, this should be, right? And I haven't been making predictions or calls like this on the desk in some time because the games have been so up and down. But this one here, when I woke up today, I was like, this should be a 2-0. This one should be a 2-0. Just because of the map pool, just because of how everything lines up.
I think it's hard to go against complexity. Everything about them is a tick in the box. I think, as you rightly said, though, Nuke has been a small issue. But I love the idea of now Blame of having that to work on. Yeah. I mean, if you've been on Reddit, the guy literally was like, right, I'm going to stream for a couple of hours. You guys at home, no matter what level, where you are, I'll help you guys out. I'm already doing enough. Let me take on some more. Like, the guy loves it. He lives and breathes this game. So I love the idea of him with a bit of a task at hand now. What does he adjust?
Exactly. Maybe it's the pieces on the server themselves. Now, we have got 2 pieces behind you, 2 players selected. Which ones have we got here?
So we're going with the youngsters still, right? And I want to stay with this kind of rookie storyline. When we started talking about pure CSGO players a couple years ago, we're getting more and more. So for newer viewers or maybe old school viewers, you're tuning back in, you're not used to them. But Bemis is a youngster. He was picked on up. He was actually in Nico's top 20 article from last year saying a player to watch this year, and then Nico went and picked him up in a phase. And now he's had an opportunity. He was over with Mouse as a developmental 6th, and now he's here on the roster as a mainstay. And here's Obo. And Obo is another name, right? So, as in terms of, you know, mechanically skilled, these kids have got it all. Rops was one of the very first that we were looking at in that realm. Came through FPL. He joined the mousesports roster. And I remember we had Rops Cam. I was watching as an analyst while everyone else was casting, and I was sitting on the desk, and all I was doing was just watching Rops and his mechanical ability. And that now we're seeing through all of these players. So I want to highlight them because they're exciting. They pull off some crazy plays, and I want more of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. We are getting into the Counter-Strike. It's what you're here for, and it's the first one of the day. Complexity take on Mouse. Should put my sunflower back, really, shouldn't I? There we go.
Oh.
Calm down.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Lauren. All right, let's get her underway here. Complexity starting on the CT side. Poison will have the defuse kit, 2 flashes, and then USPs are plenty with armor behind it, but Squeaky Door's getting blown open. Molotov in to hold off that rotation, and towards ramp, they barrel Obo. We spoke about him getting exploited in the past.
Oh, but Poison's there in support, and good damage. Just a couple of flex towards Frozen. I do still see Util for the lower side. Config's controlled the lobby. That's going to keep him nice. Sound cue to fake the lower rotation. That they are gathering ramp. Obo and Config to receive. Obo has his head knocked down to 16. This is a chance down from Config. Overwhelmed. And we'll get peppered down by the Glock. Still 4 on 4. And bomb down. Pressure from Door. Small slam poem in the pistol.
Love a bit of slam poetry to begin with. But yeah, the 4v4 post is going to be fun to watch. Poison's kind of locked out right now, and he's the one with the kit. So keep track of how his success goes and if his progress kicks in. Obo offering himself up for a trade and does even better than that. Takes down Bemis. That's stunning. You want to get him feeling good after that pressure that he had before, and he didn't really come up with the goods on. Robso going to stop it before it truly gets any problems going, and Blamer, last one alive. Time's ticking, and that kid's pretty far away.
Standoff there.
Hey, Chris J, you cheeky bastard. He'll get the kit, he'll get the frag. Everyone dead. But that's a mousesports round all the same. What's that going to indicate into the next round, Chad?
Force buy from Complexity, because they always love a good old biff. But I think the positive signs, if your blame is having the Kevlar, not having to re-upgrade into that. The diffuse kit will be great. It makes this even more potent. And I believe I saw him drop over a scout, which would be going towards the hands of Poison. So this Complexity team can make the majority of rounds work. They're very, very strong individually across the board. Poison has that scout, has been left with $1,200 in the bank, which means his AWP will be able to come out on that first gun round. So they're prioritizing all of their players' strengths. And the Deagles with a shotgun. Oh, and ramp we go again.
Oh, a chance for Obo. Squandered. Nade's not going to achieve too much. Carrigan's just ahead of it, though. 2 MAC-10s hunting him down. He's only got 6 bullets in his Desert Eagle. He goes for the fight. Required precision, doesn't have it. Bomb's going to be going down seconds from now. Config's MAC-7, how far can it get him? 1. Nearly a chance for the second, but the spray from BMAS does double up. 4 on 2 as the bomb is planted, courtesy of Chris J.
Poison. Good tag towards Frozen. That's 9 HP left now. Molly comes in. Using all that utility to buy time, and they got plenty of it too. Another Molly comes down. CTs are going nowhere. Time to back away, it looks like. Nice post-plant utility usage, just costing them all those precious seconds.
So Chad, just genuine question now, like, because I've had days where the ramp room feels okay, and I've had days where it feels like this ramp room is not a one-man job. It won't, obviously that round where he only had a Desert Eagle isn't a perfect indicator, but if it continues, if Obo is continually exploited and pressured and loses that, forgoes that control, are we just having a second player, you know, boosting him up, playing fast rotate from heaven, or is there more to it? Some aggressions to keep him in check?
Well, normally they do like to cheat a second man over there when they know they're going up against the ecos. Okay. So, you know, against the pistol buys. But what you could do is what we saw FaZe do in recent, where they put Brokey over there. So you could put Poison over there with the AWP. Now that will weaken your yard area and put put more pressure on the duo having to deal with that. So that is an option. That is one way that you're able to just completely negate the ramp rush. Put an AWP there.
SMGs here. So Bemis, if he continues to frag, if they start planting bombs and fragging out, he's going to have so much cash coming into the resistance from Complexity. And here is the stack, actually. You're going to see 4 CTs leaning ramp way.
See how quickly they've drawn out that respect? And now that it wasn't a rush, they've dropped off of there. So this is going to be in the back of the mind for Complexity for the majority of the CT half here, that, hey, other teams have exploited a weakness. Obo has been overrun, and that could be the same game plan that at least Mouse want to put the fear of God in there within the early stages, and they've done that, right? That is signified by that stack. So mission accomplished. Carrigan coming on in here with a very simple plan, and it's working out. Now this one will stall out, and we get back to the regular flow of gameplay.
There's a chance here, Carrigan, if his patience continues, Config could feed him this duel.
It's all about timing, isn't it? Who sees who? There it is. But Config gets to keep his life for now. You're right, that could have been a little bit easier for Carrigan if the timing just favored him a touch more.
Good read, though. They've stacked towards top.
I love Rush's angle here, because as soon as they start stepping out, as soon as Config gets a little ladder stall, YY 360. Carrigan's dunked on Obo, though, and he's continuing to play around this ladder. If he hits another one, I'm going to scream. Rops is into the top side, though. Blame trying his best from heaven. That's what I was talking about with Rush's position. The fast lobby flank has found another. Now disadvantage for the rifles here. And Config's up. Config's equipped. He's grabbed himself a Galil. That will be functional. Pressure from Blame. Another frag. And it's all onto Frozen to clutch it up. The left eye peak. Config doesn't care. Punishes it, and it is a big first round. Testosterone flowing through the server.
And this is why I like the Config story, because even though he's been humbled a little bit in terms of his work ethic, he's still kept that flair to him, that little bit of showmanship. I love it. We need a couple more heels in Counter-Strike. I don't think that Config's a bad guy. I just think we need some people.
But you like that personality.
Yeah, and this is the thing, the community, they seem to beat the players with personality down until they just become wet sacks of cardboard, and all we hear in the interviews, my teammates are good, we try, we do our best, and we do good.
Enemy good team, we try hard too.
Very respectful.
Look at all of those. Were you in the background? There was a picture of Alex there. There was one of Obo. Was it Blame and Obo, and the other one was Alex?
I look like Alex.
Yeah, it was like a drawing of you.
It's a pause. And is this a tech pause? So maybe we could look again?
No, you don't say silly things.
Don't get to see production.
Don't say silly things, Lauren.
I said something silly.
Yeah, because that's I can't give it away right now. But Rush, are you with us?
Hello.
Can you explain to us what just happened in that last round? Because we need to break it down.
Sure. MC, can you give me some control here? Yeah, so what I saw was kind of like they kind of went towards inside here, and they kind of like messed about a bit. They went a bit towards ramp, and they had Carrigan obviously pushing out towards here. You had Config who went underground. I believe he went through ramp and underground, maybe somewhere like this way to the underground. He took some shots at Carrigan here, but then he like ducked back away and he went towards his vent. And at that point, the top hut was coming in. They were coming through here, and that's when Config was ducking and diving up here. Gets one kill. That's a kill. Yep, and then he like ducked back again and hit away. That's when Rush, who was inside hut the whole time, he snuck around. You caught this, Alex. You did very well to catch this, and he destroyed this guy right here. And that left 2 people on the bomb site.
This is great.
You still had one guy, Heaven, who was pestering a little bit. He did manage to pick up that one CT player here, and that's when Config comes up the vent, grabs the rifle, and that was the turning point of the round. Frozen did a very good job, but just couldn't quite get it. I hope you enjoyed my.
And then Config shot the corpse, and that was your update. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Rushley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's here all week. Try the veal. Config perhaps has a meal here. He's got the wall bang towards hut, but no one's home. And buying some space. They try their hand at the same. Very slow default spread.
Do you think Rush gets nervous when Rush is in the server as well? That must be confusing.
Every time he hears you say, and Rush now, his ears perk up a little bit more.
Only when I say it, wow.
Well,
that's very flattering, right. I'll keep that in mind. Utility being held by the T's, though. Still plenty to play with. They could fall off this and do something quite juicy.
Yeah, they're going to do the wall smokes towards Yard right now. You can see them lining them up. Frozen setting up his. We've got a couple more coming on in from the remainder of the crew. And a late secret cross with 55 seconds left on the clock has taken the information away from Complexity. And they've actually stalled out behind red. So they don't want to make any footsteps. They're just going to be walking, using that shift key to its absolute maximum. And now this is where I assume they want to pressure Blame F over towards ramp late. Sorry, Obo, not Blame F.
Obo, right.
Yeah.
That's EOBO.
That's the guy, little Robocop. And that's exactly what they're doing. Simple take here.
It's going to look nice, actually, if they pull this one off. They take it out. They have playing with fire with 25 seconds left. Ooh, Config's just hit some absolute bangers and mash. Frozen and Beamus, get out. Poison's doing the same. My goodness, this is a quick roast dinner rustled up by the two of them. That is lovely precision. And it was mousesports as well that kind of fed themselves into that meat grinder. With 25 seconds left, a change and a pivot that cost them the round.
Oof. Clean and easy here. Nice stuff from Config. So no over-rotations, no pushing for information from Complexity. They were more than happy just to hold strong. And that's what I mean. This is a heads-up team who have the strategical nuance. They do the counter-strat. They do their prep. I saw Casey Foster retweeting something yesterday of Keita and Refrag, so preparing a couple of things for today's matchup for sure. One of the early adopters of Refrag was the Complexity crew. And maybe, yeah, it was like them and Liquid, a couple of other names. So we'll just be the Glocks coming on out. We have a P250 in the hands of Rops. Nothing else to really write home about just here. As Blame F jumping, jiggling, jumping and diving and ducking and crouching and...
Dipping. Dodging.
Yeah, I don't know. He's doing some stuff.
Doing stuff.
Shoot some bullets, though.
There you go. He's listening. He's got, you know, Chad's on the microphone. Blame F.
I hope they can't hear me right now. That'd be very distracting.
Just radio coming in.
So he's seen two. So anyway, when I went to get the flowers, I went there and the woman from behind the counter, she says something in German. And I said, Entschuldigung, my Deutsch is nicht gut. And then she said something else in German. And then I just started speaking English.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably how it's going to go.
Yeah. It was a pretty good dialogue.
Yeah.
And then she said, put him in warm water, not cooking water. And I was like, all right, I can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
So you want to boil your something.
And we had to cut off the stems. So I cut off half of the stems.
Lovely.
I did all of that today.
I did buy a new prayer plant recently. The ones that like ravel up when it's, I think it's like nighttime. They roll their leaves up. It's quite cool.
So they like close their little leaf hand.
Yeah, it's really cute. I haven't killed it yet. It's my only friend.
Oh.
So.
You know, plants, when you say nasty things to them, don't grow as fast. I didn't believe that because I'm like a proper pessimistic, skeptical bastard. But I watched it. It's legit. They did some proper studies. They put two of the same plant, watered the same amount. One of them had humans walk in and bully it, and in the other room they didn't bully the plant, and the bullied plant didn't grow.
Maybe that's why I'm short.
I'm telling you, I'm just saying, like, those little living creatures are far less complex than us, and people chatting schmoop to them.
Who abuses their plants? Right,
I'm just saying.
a bad day.
Oh, Poison might be having a bad day in a second here. Rops is going to take him out of the equation. That's the AWP dropped early, so a bit of aggression from Complexity here.
Oh, yes, Obo.
Have a bit.
I'm down for this.
It's a weird off angle that he's on right now.
It is, and I feel like Beamus and Frozen, two very sharp individuals, could be caught out here. Rops as well. My God, they've just got a sprightly, young, frag-heavy squad, have the mousesports boys. Ooh, spots him, but Obo still thrives and looks to retreat. Back of us. Oh, this is great. Drops the flash to buy time, drops the smoke. Now, with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, Kerrigan descends into Config's aim. Surely he doesn't hit another one bang. Okay, bit more jiggle from Kerrigan this time, and revenge is served. We're into a 4-on-3, numbers favoring Mouse, and they've got so much time to work with here, Lauren.
And I love the room that Kerrigan's garnered. Oh, Obo's up on this, though. He's ready for the challenge. Turns the flash, gets ready, nothing's there.
This is a fake.
Able to call this, relay this information, and that may give Rush that second thing. Okay, I can still settle in, stay focused. Where are they? We've lost so much control. Excellent work from Obo to take down Kerrigan, but the hit's still coming towards Rush.
Oh, yeah. Nice shots from Chris J. Into the side, then Plant will come in. A Molotov to contain. Blame won't be arriving from heaven just yet. Obo, 2 kills already to his name, 19 bullets in the magazine, and Blame full 30 as he advances from the heaven position. Doesn't have a smoke. Doesn't have much of a hope, and they do look to be backing away.
Yeah, saving. So, curious one here. Once Rush went down on the site without getting a kill, that was basically all she wrote. You can see the footsteps being made from Obo. Hasn't actually drawn anybody into the position. So, him running away, he wanted to be noisy about that in case they wanted to chase from main or start moving in the top site. Could have set Blame up for a kill. Obo could have grabbed a cheeky one, and they both could have come through that heaven position as they have defuse kits. So, there's a lot more now that, look, it has been changed for a long time, but with the addition of extra 10 seconds on the clock and the bomb timer with an extra 5, feels like there's a lot more wiggle room in retakes. It used to be back in the day that MIBR, or the Brazilian squad, the LGs, the SKs, were really, really patient in the retakes. They didn't really rush things, but now everybody's cotton onto that, and I think that's with the addition of time. You know, you can wait the first 20 seconds, the first 25, teams start to get a bit antsy. And once they move, you can capitalize and get in there with some sneaky retakes. But we do find ourselves going into round number 7. Scorelines tied up 3 each. Looks like a quicker approach towards the yard position here. So Smoke's coming out early to garner the red cross. And Blame, he's pushed forward.
Oh my god, and there's a gap for Poison as well. Oh, an uncharacteristic miss. He's in jeopardy, but Blame still finds one. Tracer fire through the smoke. He knows it's a risk. He's got a tiny gap. It throws in the challenges. Hard to adjust in time. A 4-on-4 just settles. Poison still having issues. It's Config again, continuing to be a thorn in their side every time. It doesn't matter how they try it, whether it's vents or from secret. If you want lower, you've got to get through Config.
Just can't believe I saw Poison miss. Obo, though.
In a while.
Yeah, that felt like one he'd hit every day. I was so ready to write it off. But Chris J and Bemis, how do you try and pull this one back?
Well, they're looking for Config, right? You know this rat in the sewers. He's got 46 HP and reaction speeds. Does bring Chris down to his level. But now eliminated. Obo to finish off the job. He knows there's one in the smoke. A nice pivot into the smoke from Chris enables the bomb plant. Can he get out? He can't. Poison around. He'd rather forget. 2-on-2.
Very winnable now.
Certainly. Sound cues are plenty. Chris J, good moves. He's going to have to find Rush cleanly. A nice frag from the CT. So Bemis, 2 flashes and a dream. 2 players to find as well.
Time favorable. They just nade in. That could do a big chunk of damage.
Oh, that was his chance.
Oh, Rush had some hard fights then, and he won both of them.
Yeah, the fact that he was already picking before the defuse got tapped there. Big stuff from Rush to be able to win that kind of a duel. The AWP will be scavenged, and you're right, we have seen a couple of misses from Poison that we'd usually see converted within these early stages. But it's not too much of a worry. The scoreline is 4-3 now. The plant is good for Mouse. It's going to stimulate that economy. It's going to give them the opportunity to consider a buy, or consider at least a half per chase. And you want to avoid a lot of rounds like that if you are... Oh, Chris, it's early days, mate. It's early days.
Yeah, but he's into it. You know, you don't see Chris mad when they're losing, when they're not in the zone.
That's true. That's true. It's a hard top.
He's only mad when he believes he can win, and Rops has proven they can. Top flashes, Config. The behemoth has been slain. Rush. Oh my goodness, he's been caught out this time. Bemis with just a P250 wins that duel. Obo trying a multi-kill. Carrigan not expecting a second in heaven, but it is a quiet one from Blame, and they will re-smoke him. Oh, no, they will. It's good.
Impossible retake right now. They should just think about saving. Money's not great. Easy as you like. That's not the way. Okay. Ropsy boy.
No.
Ella, knife him.
It's a freebie. Oh.
Frozen jumps around this corner for no reason. He wouldn't. Okay. P250. And now Blame. His location has been scouted.
Well, they are hunting, or at least they're thinking about the hunt. But now we have some problems if you're a Complexity fan, because losing a round like that, you really shouldn't be dropping just the pistols onto the top side. It was simple as flashes through the smoke. You could see Config doing the flashbang dance with that opening kill. Rops through the flames.
So 1 flash, 1 kill, then BMAS getting this is pretty much where the round starts getting won.
You know where Rush plays. Rush is either going to play on top of the hut. If it gets Molotov in the early stages, obviously he can't play there, or behind the bomb box. That's pretty standard for Rush and his positioning. So they know as soon as they're trampling onto the site, if he's still alive, where to be looking. There you go, Alex. Top right.
Hey! I saw that one. He tweeted at me. I love that picture. That was back when I had a little bit more chub on the chin. But I appreciate the picture, and I look very, very nice.
All right, saved M4. Yeah, he is.
He's feeling it.
So just to note how he's able to get away with that, normally if you're throwing the smoke wall, the teams are just going to be waiting for that cue before they are even worried about spotting it. Here, they've just gone dry, they've gone wide, they've taken the fight, and you can catch players off guard because you are far away that the sound cue won't be heard if the CTs are more defensive. They do have the opening onto that of Poison, so they have the 5v4 advantage in the mousesports camp within the early stages, but now we've stalled out. So the territory has been taken. They'll wait and see if there's any CT aggression across Nuke. So far, so good. Obo and Rush are just holding. And in the lower site is Blame. Config making a move back up towards that ramp position. 55 seconds left on the clock. A bunch of utility.
Got a game on our hands, I think, Hank. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
First one. That's the first one.
First one ever.
Yeah, I've never...
about me or Chad?
I was going to Chad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Miss you. We miss you, Henry. We hope you're doing well out there.
Round 9 now. Chadney. But does definitely feel like we've got a real game. Not this round, of course, not indicative of much, but Config reminding us of what he can do.
This is low.
Yeah, there's a world where he slaps the second, but it has to be in the shoulder. Does connect it. Config really making this costly. If Frozen was to be caught out here, he had the right idea. Really nice attempt, but Blame, this was the saved M4 from the round prior, so if he can just continue to keep hold, maybe even do some damage. He does have himself a nice kill onto Frozen. Spots a glimpse of the timeline from Rops. Hoping they'll give him something extra. Buy one, get one free. Okay. He's going silo. No, he's not. Is Rob's doing it?
Is he off?
Looks like it.
Okay, so there's a chance that Blame, if he starts having a little wander, Rops might have a little glance. Doesn't look like he's interested though. He's playing it very safe here.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to type like baby on your phone? It autocorrects to Abby, and then someone hates you for a couple of days.
Abby.
Hey, Abby.
I try not to call anybody baby at the moment, so.
Okay.
I've been really enjoying the German chats. It means sweetheart, but it's in German, it's less patronizing than the British sweetheart.
Nice. All right, sweetheart.
All right, sweetheart.
All right, darling.
All right, darling. All right, give us a smile. Give us a smile, darling. Hey.
It does fall into the pet names though, so it's like not actual pets, but like in terms. So like there was, what are the other German ones? There's like Hase is one of them that they use. There's some really trash tier ones that I've learned over the years.
Some trash tier.
Trash tier.
I love the judgment.
What's treasure?
Treasure is no, I don't know. I think Schatz might be part of that.
Could be.
I know that treasure in Dutch is something. Liefert.
I'm going to Google these right now. Anyway, the guns are out. The AUG on Oboe. So that's one way they could deal with the ramp presence. Not as potent as an AWP, but means that he can take that duel a little bit more offensively. I'm trying to use that one more than aggressively, so I'm trying to get that one in the vocab.
Big round, smokes down, and already we do see the lobby lurk for Bemis and Rops. Maybe they have a little ramp prong to this attack. Unloading a full mag there, Blame down to 0, opts for the reload. That's when Frozen hops to press the W. Safe, completely unscathed, he descends. He's the only one though. They park Carrigan on red, very Blame F-esque. And this is a hard duel for Rops to win, ooh, especially against an AUG. Interesting. So where's that bomb? Just for clarification's sake, Chris J's got it in towards the lobby. So there's either a vent or a top site here to depend, perhaps even hinging on what Rops finds here.
Oh, I'm so scared for Oboe because we saw what happened when he was pressured. He's doing fine so far, and that's
what they wanted.
An unfortunate one, but yeah, that's exactly what they wanted. Frozen now begins the role, and it's going to leave a lot to be desired for Config. But while this begins, we have the pressure now coming through towards upper rush. So much to handle, so little time and availability to do it.
Good calling. This is cool. Good counter. Carrigan set him up for the frag, and this one's already done. They really did not let Complexity get comfortable at any point by getting Frozen down early. Carrigan waiting on red. He can pinch the top site if they find the frag. Rops, by finding the frag on Oboe, gets them just a little bit more paranoid. Config has to plant his feet, especially when Frozen contact arrives. And then into the top site with some flashes into the CT vent. You really aren't going to get a triple kill if you rush. Lovely. Cool. Enjoyed that. 6-4.
Is that Alex's leg?
Yeah, I'm slapping my leg.
I thought it was behind the set. I was like,
you hear it?
Yeah. I was like, where the hell is that coming from? So I've got some more for you here, Alex. Snooki.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Don't like that one.
That's one
No,
of
we're
them.
not allowed to say Snooki.
Liebling is like darling.
Liebling, like favorite, I think.
Yeah, but that's a little bit, it's almost like a Zergling.
Yeah, it makes me think of
Liebling.
Oh yeah, Schatz is treasure.
Yeah. Schatz is treasure, okay.
It's cute, but it does make me think you're saying shat.
Yeah, look.
It is Shat.
Yeah. Also,
yes.
How come Henry gets Hank and I get Chadney? I sound like some nerd in the bloody library with glasses.
Happy birthday. Henry... I see an 18-year-old birthday balloon.
Oh, happy birthday. You have a lovely day.
Yeah.
Because Chadney has a really sad day.
Sorry, Chank.
Oh, dear. Okay, just stick with Chadney. All right, it's the saved rifles coming on through, and Blame's already taken a chunk of damage. Gets the dink onto Frozen. As Hysteria. It's the studio now.
Chanky B.
All right, so they're doing a bit of a ramp stack to try and deal with this pressure that Oboe's been feeling. That was how they kicked off the game. 2 fast ramp rounds, one on the pistol, one on the anti-economical. And now they've kind of steered clear, at least in terms of the pace, but they've still been bullying and pressuring that side of the map. So they postured. They do now the secret wall of smokes towards Yard will be BMAS with Carrigan working yard. Frozen's actually picked up the AWP because of that early damage that was put down range by Blame F with the Silo Jewel. This one's not done and dusted just yet, even though the pistols are out. Never mind, it is done and dusted. Carrigan's taken out Config. That's one of the rifles on the floor with 50 seconds remaining.
Yes, but Lauren, you and I both know that this round is different.
It's different.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It's because of Blame F. Now, what Blame F did was, he was boosted around.
Sell it. Try. Come on.
So what Rush did a sick little one star, and then Carrigan killed him, but that wasn't the problem because
That wasn't where the main
as I mentioned, of course, it was Blame F that really saved the day because as Poison baited him up the ladder. This is such a save.
Was this 4 in a row now?
One of those days, guys, I'm gonna go for the. I do one a week or something.
Yeah.
Just one of those days, it's gonna pay off, and I'll predict a clutch.
It is 4 in a row, Lauren. Just so you're there. And in those 4 rounds in a row, someone has saved from Complexity. It's been Blame for the majority of that. Poison's going to give it his crack. And that's why Blame's only died 4 times, guys. So if you want your stats to look better and you want to have more potent buys, save, yeah. That was something I was very bad at as an in-game leader. I was always dead. Like always. Occasionally I get a kill. Most of the time I was dead. Just like Poison. So 7-4. mousesports really punishing this nuke now, which was one of the mainstays of Complexity. And I think what we could do is take from what Carrigan was saying within his interview with us to kick off the day, whereas that, they were at the top for a while, everybody's looking at what they were doing, and then they had a couple of rough months. Well, if it's the same stale approach, or you're not being able to innovate that much, then you're going to find yourself in a bit of trouble. And I actually think that teams, especially with all the Counter-Strike that we're having at the moment, with all these online events back to back to back to back, basically from now until the end of the year, that instead of changing players, you could just change positions. And I know that seems like it's something that's quite difficult to do. And it's very easy for me behind the analyst chair not having to play every day to say that because you have specialists in positions. But if you're finding it getting stale, swap a couple of positions around on that CT side. I'm not saying take the AWP out of Poison's hands. I'm just saying, okay, well, maybe whack Config over towards ramp, put over towards the top side. Just mix it up a little bit so that things feel fresh and different.
If anything, it also raises your awareness of what your teammates are doing when you're back in your default role.
Yeah, precisely.
And I love that. Alex, we'll just keep the World of Warcraft talk away. But knowing what the other classes are doing helps you react accordingly. Blame has had a quick look, Secret, quite a quick look, but already pivoting back. Carrigan caught with some stray bullets through the smoke. And from behind, Beamer strikes. He looks for a second. Config poised and ready, this time on the top site. He's got Rush to support him, has his heart. That smoke is suspicious. Oh, and he gets both of them just through the gap. The scope from the AWP was enough of a cue for him to start spraying down. This is Config's round. 3 kills already.
They've gone with that bailout to help ramp as well. You can see Poison's actually over there with the AWP. Probably won't come into play this round because Config wants to do it all. One more for the ace.
Just casual for Config, isn't it? Frozen, pretty aware of where he is now, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do much with this. Config is about half HP now. As Frozen slips away. Bomb truly in Config's hands. I'd love to see him get the ace here. He's been a certain presence on this half. 15 kills already.
Yeah, and this looks like it could very well be the 16th. An ace.
Oh.
Headshot exchange. Frozen, lucky to be alive and finished off by Blame. So this T-side posting. With 7 already, this was an important one. And you can see how Config managed to do it. Look at this gap. It must have been such a small angle. And there's number 4. Good control of the M4. But just at timeout stage, it seems like Carrigan wasn't happy with conceding that. Didn't like what happened towards the squeaky door, and so a timeout called.
Yeah, and right now they have the $1,400 loss bonus coming into this round, so their buy might be a little bit sketchy. That was a 4-round spree. I'm going to say streak. That would have also worked. Interchangeable, really.
A stree?
Stree. Streak and free. Nah. It's all. It's nah.
Yeah, nah.
Anyway, the guns are out. The money is not a problem on the mousesports side of things whatsoever. 5 AK-47s, no AWP for Carrigan this time round. Has been chopping and changing with it. Makes me a little bit harder to predict, and especially their flow of the game. Carrigan has a decoy. Wonder if he's going to throw that one away. Okay, so he's actually thrown that towards the top side. It's going to break through the windows and make the sound cues harder for Complexity to know what's going on. Also acts as a bit of a deterrent in the early stages. If they see a nade flying through the windows, glass breaking, they think it might be a top rush, force them to dump a little bit more utility early. You can see right now, Complexity don't have a lot of nades to work with.
What a shot.
But that's what we're talking about from Poison.
Lovely. Now the Carrigan smokes and flashes are coming out. Config safe though, tucked in on T-Vent. Ramp's clear. What? They've just walked in.
As he adjusts to,
he's up heaven
falling
right now.
back quicker, but yeah, this is different. Wow, okay, he's way out of spot on this, so let's see what Poison can do. Quick as lightning on the first, he needs more though. Takes the shot, gives away a little bit of position, but now has to fall away. The molly burns, but the T's have some good control. Config's already down here.
Good shot.
There's Poison again, that's 2 needs. Oh! Come on, Poison, let's go. That's 3 massive kills. This round would be almost over, it'd feel like, if the T's got away with that.
Look at Config's position.
In the smoke, it's Obo to find BMAS. Chris J showed him what he can do, though. This is all AWPs for the T side.
What a round this is. It's time for an AWP deathmatch. Chris J flying up the ladder.
Has the bomb. This is doable now.
Sick.
Obo elephant footing his way up the vent. Avoids the flash. Chris J wants to hunt him down.
He's gonna bang him. He's gonna bang him out.
Oh, no scope, he gets it, but it's enough of a distraction. Blame F puts him to bed. What a play. That whole game, that whole round. Poison on the AWP, Chris with some plays, Config ratting around the smoke. Everyone's bringing their A game. 6-7 though, Complexity saved by Blame F.
Money's not great on the Complexity side of things, so saving that AWP to give back to Poison is huge. The money's actually looking a little bit nicer for mousesports. The plant helps a lot. That was a big shot. He had to hit that. You see Config, I'm not sure if he was panicking through the smoke or what, but he did great to find the first. Chris J with the window of time and Blame with the well-executed trade. Making the best out of a bad situation there. Chris can't be too disappointed with how that one unfolded. Plant, 2 frags, a lot of damage done to the economy, and you can see that here.
Yeah, man.
Mammoth's coming out.
Lots of outside smokes fast. And Carrigan making sure he's loud as hell. And goes down with the ship. So he really wanted to sell that.
Obo needs help.
Yeah, and fast, because he's got a lot of company. Chris J will take his head off. There's no one on the B site. Molly's to stop the rotate. Vents is an option. Config's used it. And Poison's lost his head. Rops does manage to butcher one of them. 4 on 3 as Config gets ahead of the Molly. Needs the frag here. It's Rops that will be likely, but by BMAS waiting and biding his time, holds the close line. Now it does look like a save. Rush has got no options, and neither has Blame. So great calling from Carrigan. You can see the intentions there, Chad. Just quick outside smokes with steps. Blame's calling for help. Everyone's poised on top site. 1 frag, and that's it. That's the round.
Yeah, I think right there, Config, that little tick of the Molotov was heard, and BMAS was set up ready for that push through. As soon as he takes down Config, the danger man, someone who was able to unravel that lower control out of the equation, and Obo continuing to be punished on that side of the map. You've already seen them put the AWP over there. You've seen him play towards main. You've seen him play towards top site. But this is something that teams have clearly identified they can just bully their way through with their young aim stars and individuals. And that round was no exception. The opening kill went in the favor of Complexity there, and they lose the round in a 4v2 fashion with the 2 saved rifles, and a much needed save.
It was like selfless IGLs on the T side, and Nuke could just kind of go hand in hand here.
Yeah, Crystal does it. You know, we obviously have Blame F, but he does it in a different fashion. He'll get the control and then play for the clutch. But there are a lot of in-game leaders who are taking that space. And the reason, you know, a lot of people might be curious, why not put somebody down there who could be more mechanically sound? Well, once you have the information and you work out the rotate, you're the one watching the lion's share of the demos. You probably have a good idea of what's set up or what positions are weaker. But we get back underway for round 15. Scout out in Poison's hands. Secret smokes have landed. Oh no, deeper smokes. They got from Jules.
Blame was out in the open. He's got to be cautious about this one. He's now in a bit of bother as Bimus. Yeah, he couldn't escape from that. The smokes kind of kept a gap there that was operational for the T's. Advantage early falling to their favor, and now it looks like Rops is so up for this fight, and you can see why. The man is clean. Trade comes out for Config, right back in this, but the T's still on the advantage until Obo just trading out. This is a back and forth round, so brutal.
Wow, difficult duel for Config to win there. Did a lot of damage, but BMAS puts him down, and now it's just Poison in a 1-on-3. He was going up the ladder. Picked the wrong bomb site, my friend. Now he has to come down ramp through the Megaton position. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Oof. No fun for anyone. I do like that. That will force Carrigan into a fight, but he swings into the boxes in time. BMAS baited in. Good jiggle. survives for the next duel. Christian gives it to him, and it is eventually Carrigan that pulls it across the line. We have a 9-6 half, folks, and this is just getting warmed up. Complexity Mouse is back after the break. To 9. Everyone loves it. Pansy and Sponge, myself, Machine. We're ready to get back into the first game of the day, and it is one that is quite a delectable Counter-Strike treat. Certainly already salivating at the prospect of a BlameF-led T side, and Carrigan, the one coordinating his CT pieces around this virtual chessboard. Sponge, expectations? We're going to have a little fast pistol here, a single flashbang. That's not going to get you far.
The two P250s in the hands of Poison and Codfig might be. So BlameF equipping some big boys with some big guns, and oh, straight into yard they go. Poison immediately railed.
Yeah, and that's a lot of info for Chris. He did
one flash.
Some pot shots, and the flashbang does obscure his vision. You're right, Lauren. Already going down secret, though. They're making no secret of this, and Bemis and Robs are there to try and pop some heads, and they're doing exactly that. Wow, Bemis has got two in quick succession. Poison wants the P250 and an escape, but the bomb's in CT hands now.
Blame lurking. Who would have thunk?
Wild scenes, but maybe he can be integral to this. Poison's not being too shy. He's still showing a little, but trying to keep a lot. Buying time, potentially, for Blame to get to a position to do something about this, to alleviate some of that ever mounting pressure. Again, more steps made by Poison to keep their attention turned. Blame F going to focus towards BMS to start with. Poison's helped him. Poison again, though, has to do more. Can't achieve it as Blame F now.
Oh, element of surprise, maybe. Maybe. Oh, the step. Okay, double peek. Odd shots. Hits the first tiny tip of the head, the receding hairline of Chris J's CT model. 40 seconds, bomb retrieve, no armor.
Well, Chris is pushing.
Oh, he's actually tried to run away. The Dutchman holds his nerve and bangs him out from behind. 10-6, mousesports find double digits.
Bit of a brain fade there from Blame, I think. Once you see him there in the vent, there's no getting away. There's no running. This here was always going to be a fight, like back turned. I'm not quite sure. I think, yeah, he just miscalculated the scenario, and that's a big round to lose and a big round to win for mousesports, considering how that one kicked on off. Rosen was flatlined in yard, and it will be the Force Spy, of course, of course. Complexity are the series favorites, as you can see there with the GG.bet odds, but so far in map number 1, looks like mousesports could be stealing this map away, taking us the full distance today, with Mirage coming up next and Dust 2 potentially as the third.
This has been the only weakness we've seen from Cole. And even then, it's debatable if it's really a weakness, but it's one of the only maps they've dropped, even though they win the entire series out regardless. But we'll see if this changes on the T side. It's only the first round. Obviously, double digits again, she never feels good, but Poison trying to make a difference. Unable to achieve much towards Frozen. That's not bad at all, though, is it? Poison gonna keep presence noted now.
All right, so Chris J's actually trying to take some space here. Did Rush see the arm? He's playing very tentatively right there. You can see how passive of a line he's holding. Now we're seeing Yard Smokes getting lined up. Oboe coming on through now. It's like, I don't know the other smoke, Blame. So Blame's having to go back and throw the other one. Probably legitimately what happened there, ladies and gentlemen.
And there they have it. Smokes fly out. No one on mousesports side able to transfer information other than the no sound cues for Carrigan.
What's good about this wall of smokes here, Alex, is because it normally gets played through into warehouse, their ladder player has to be on high alert as well as Rops over towards ramp needs to worry about a flank at some point. With only 30 seconds left, it's not the biggest worry, but it always has to be in the back of the mind.
Here they go, into the top site. Bemis a lot to do, finds the first. And a second as well.
Where's the trade?
Yeah, there's no one. Little bit scattered now. Finally, Config does knock him down, but Rops has turned up into the site. Carrigan as well. The FAMAS are doing it all. 2 HP to spare. The Danish in-game leader converts the 11th round. Yeah, Nuke's definitely being a strong start for them into the second half. And let's not forget converting that pistol. But this is Poison just doing it. I mean, you can see the game plan, couldn't you, from Complexity. Go outside, get a frag, do outside smokes, force Carrigan outside. It was all onto Bemis, but the fact that he got the double.
That was just bad work on them on the top side. Like, Rush should obviously push in to clear the site, but he had nobody there with the ability to trade. So that was not the ideal approach from Complexity by any means. And now they're just going to be forced down to a save round. There will be upgrades of Deagles for a couple of members on the squad. The match is paused, so normally indicative right now of a technical timeout, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this one will be back underway. As you can see the round reload coming through. I don't think what I want to have for dinner tonight.
What are your options?
I don't know. Cologne's my oyster.
Cologne is your oyster.
I really want a burrito again soon.
We could do a burrito in sunshine if you're interested.
Oh, I also like sitting in my dark cave and being sad.
I know, you can do the cave sadness, that's fine.
I like my video games.
Yeah,
I had McDonald's last night. Treated myself.
Yeah.
Big stretch.
Wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it was food, so that was always positive. 5 Deagles.
The Desert Eagle. What kind of round does it fire, Lauren?
Depends.
A 50 caliber round?
50 ACP.
50 ACP.
Little
you can get
nerdy geek
2 different
wizards.
varieties. You know.
So I can't say 50 caliber. I thought it was a 50 cal pistol.
It can be.
Just stay away from all that stuff. The
but it's 50 cal sounds so hype, dude. But I'm saying 50 caliber round lodged in his windpipe.
Yeah.
You know?
It could be.
Sounds gross, but it's like
No, that's the blood coming out of my windpipe.
Yeah, I
I
understood the visual picture you were painting there, Chadney. Chank. Rosen's got the angle though, so I'm not really concerned, and I don't plan to raise my voice because it should just be one after the other.
A little blender of a crossfire going on here. Everybody getting a taste. Give Chris J the last. We'll have the team ace.
7 times 5. 3,500, is it? Okay.
Don't look at me.
Well, I want to kind of, you know, start having numbers for when everyone does a deco, how much have they actually invested? You know, $700 per person.
Does it show you on this?
Yeah, it does.
Value. Oh, but I guess that's everything.
But just when it was just Deagles, it's just 700 times 5, 7 times 5, math.
Oh, it's AE. Yeah, not ACP. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Well, guns are out.
Do you know what guns they are?
AK-47.
That's the M4 PCP.
And it's the
it's 338 Lapua rounds.
Well, Carrigan, BMAS, and Rops all have the Clarion. So
yes, the Clarion.
That was the name of it in the .6.
Oh, the old bullpup, right?
They're in trouble. No, the Famous. Anyway.
Oh my God, they're so surprised. Element of surprise from Rush. Frozen's low finished off by Config in the round. Feels a whole lot different now for Mouse. Carrigan does catch Config's hunt and manages to retreat as well. So he's done such good work there by not letting them have that numbers advantage and letting the round fall silent. Blame's taking a lot of space here on the T side. He's into that low side, doesn't have the bomb. Bomb on the back of Poison in lobby. So Carrigan's doing a lot right now. Beamer's with him. He's calling and coordinating this. The Puppet Master has pulled the strings into a favorable situation at this point. And if they find him, nice angle held by Poison. Bomb was spotted though. Carrigan will communicate that. The bomb is yard. What do you do with that information, BMAS? What do you do? Top site's his responsibility as well. He knows Poison can cross to secret unguarded at the moment. He's throwing out util. Rop's responsible for the lower site.
Well, if Poison goes down and drops the bomb here, AK can be picked up for BMAS. This could be a problem. He needs to be very careful and wait for his 2 Heaven players. They can actually smoke off towards Squeaky Door. That would help him out a lot.
Oh, Poison, good damage down. That's BMAS. Does he dare to go back for this? He's trying to stay in this, but...
Here comes the smoke.
HP so low. Smoke, Molly. He's kind of shut down here. What do you do with this? He's going to
gap
forward.
He's managed to sneak out.
Nice.
Rops is flanking Heaven as well.
How much progress has he made? Not enough. Blame's caught him. Yeah, it gets a bit more difficult now for BMAS, and he will just recede.
I would like BMAS to hang around and do as much damage as he can. Take a look at the money right now on the mousesports side of things. With the loss bonus coming through, sure, it's not fantastic, but Rops can definitely buy. BMAS will be able to do so as well. And he wants to hold on to that Famous. I'm sure Chris J will be very, very happy to receive a drop in the following, but this will be 7 rounds on the board for Complexity now. Scoreline being that of 12-7. Potentially a lot of rounds still to be played, but the bonus round, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world to see mousesports drop it. You're not going to sit there and, you know, be too upset with how that one all unfolded. There was some fantastic fast play towards that yard position, as Alex mentioned, catching off some of those mousesports players behind their CT red. I know it's blue, but it's going to be a long time before I can get that one out of my head. Config having a great game right now, 18 kills to his name, highest in the server. If we just take a look at the rest of the scores on the doors, over there for the mousesports side of things, it's actually BMAS leading the way with 15 kills, but it's quite an even frag spread. We've got 14 on Carrigan, 13 apiece for Chris J and Rops, and 10 for Frozen. Let's get back underway with round number 20. The guns are out once more. AWP in Chris J's hands. So that's what we were talking about.
And Rops.
Oh, yes, and Rops. Wow. All right, this might be a curious one.
Doping, folks. Always a bit weird on the old CT side of Nuke. Let's see if configs want to exploit any of those weaknesses. See that? They flashed him off as well. Chris has to acknowledge that there could be someone close, and he's doing exactly that. This is a smart scoper, but this time config's got his number. How fast has he arrived there?
So smooth in the moves, and he just gets right up to them. That's such sick play. Wonder if you can get it much further, though. Surely position noted. Blame F there in support, though. As soon as they try and maybe retake that territory pressure back. Nah, not having it.
It's got the one way. BMAS is pushing into the lobby, though. Carrigan catching Oboe, trying to keep mousesports competitive into this one. It is still the pressure to plant from Flame F and Co. And now Config's been caught. Frozen rotated back up to the ramp to catch his search. Mousesports, this is a 3 versus 5, but Rush has caught Carrigan's hunt, and this is going to be him trying to take control of the top side. BMAS being cheeky, but it's redundant. The bomb's on its way and planted courtesy of Flame F. Frozen burned off. He's got so much util, but no head. Poison the one to remove it.
Three alive, bomb plants, and finding him. That's... I don't want to get into it yet. We believe at double digits, right, in turnarounds.
Yeah.
We give it a little bit more kind of credit at that point.
Exactamundo.
Okay, so 2 back-to-back for Complexity. It feels like they've kind of got a little bit of back with them. They've managed to, get themselves back in this. Did obviously help when you have config making mad amounts of space for you.
Yeah, I was just looking at that back on Skybox. It's quite the well-timed piece, and they've run similar rounds, at least with yard aggression in that regard, 2 rounds in a row. So that's what we need to keep in mind for Complexity. Remember when we were talking about mousesports and the start of their game on the pistol round and their anti-eco fast over towards ramp, really conditioning that side? Well, Complexity have been conditioning yard. Hey, we can come, we can take this, we can fight ladder very quick. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to turtle up more? Are you going to be more in our face? That will make your top sight weaker. These are some things that we have to consider as the game trickles on forward. And as we're in round number 21, it is just those USPs. So shouldn't be anything too crazy going on right now.
Just want to see if they can keep it clean more than anything. There is literally no upgrades. So there's no one flash, there's no nothing.
Yeah, you like going up just against the USPs.
Feels good.
Never happens in our pug. Someone always seems to have an AWP when everybody else is on USPs somehow. I'm not saying on our team, I'm saying on the enemy. All right, everyone calm down. I'm not pointing fingers.
I'm not saying you're wrong either, to be fair.
Did we check out? We didn't check our report cards because we would have had a few more games.
I think there's been a lot of swamp though, so I'm not sure how it really...
Swamp, the best map. Here's what we should do.
Nuts.
This is what we should do, right? We should have a swamp show match, but we get the people at home to make a team and challenge us on swamp. And we have like the 3 of us plus Rush plus someone else, and we see if we can beat him at swamp.
I don't know. Alex's AWPing's been pretty dirty on that map. I don't think we can unleash that on the public.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, we get the voice comms out. We see if we can be dethroned, and we take a challenge every week. Swamp gang. We'll call our team Shrek.
Can I be Fiona?
Sure.
Are you Donkey?
I don't know if I'm funny enough to be Donkey. Rush should probably be Donkey.
Yeah, we can work it out.
I'll be the gingerbread man.
It's quite cool, yeah. It's a good shout. And as expected, clean as you like. All 5 stand for the T's. They get the round. Nothing really recovered, done much for old mousesports. Utility, not much of a bother when you're sitting on 6.xk up and above. So reinvestment perfectly fine. No AWPs out. Nothing really beyond the usual. But on the other side, the double AWPs are out.
And the AUG as well on Carrigan. So long-range duels on the menu here for mousesports. Let's see how they want to use these weapons. So no presence over towards yard within the early stages. That conditioning we were talking about from Complexity with the plays over towards top ladder. Maybe we see that once again. They're doing a similar strategy off the bat. A little bit more delayed. Dropping on down. They round the corner.
And Chris has already caught himself a lovely little fishy. Carrigan as well.
Okay, well, that one didn't work, did it?
Not at all. Flat. Look at the jump peak from Frozen, the little rascal. He's disappeared up. He's got his information for free. Blame F no longer is the secret. Oh, okay. They're on to top side. Bemis could get tested here. Chris J is in support. He has to focus on that squeaky walkout. But Obo, he's already snuck through both of them. He knows he's playing the line of sight well. First foul, Chris trying to find a 1. And instead,
3v5.
A 3v5 starting to manifest.
And look where Blame is the whole time. Just has that main control. So they're able to focus on the top side. They're able to worry about that heaven position. No one's going to be able to flank on through. And maybe the save call should be considered from mousesports here. The scoreline, now we get into the danger zone. The double digits will be put on the board. And the fact that Frozen and Rops haven't moved, their feet are stuck to the ground, tells me that they will be going for the save. They will want to hold these weapons through. But the fact that that approach didn't work and they still took so much space means that we do need to see a change up in the approach from the CT side of Mouse. Let's take a look at the loss bonus here with the trickling of rounds coming on through. That's going to be the 4th round in a row posted on the board for Complexity. It's a 2,900 loss bonus that will be put in the bank balance of mousesports. Not enough for a buy, but enough to partially invest. So we might see some deagles, maybe a shotgun. This is the opening 2 kills. So the AWPer grabs 1. Carrigan in the crossfire with the 2nd. But still, that space, it was fantastically done by Obo here. And as soon as he takes Chris J out of the equation, the top side is completely theirs. And you can see Chris J there, realizing how much territory they did lose, unawares. And we get back underway. So CZ, 2 deagles, that'll be the purchases behind the M4 and the saved AWP of Rops and Frozen. AK still out, no warp in play for that T side, not necessary. Look at Frozen's position here, because they know they're going for all this yard control. He's playing a very filthy off angle in CT spawn. But Obo's already dealt with Bemis, and that's one of the pistols taken out of the equation.
That's one way to hold heaven.
Yeah, it's so, like, Counter-Strike now, if I was playing, I would be so frustrated all the time because you can tell by the way I do my job now, I'm all about broad strokes. So in CS, I was the in-game leader who had a gut feeling. Like I knew the pacing we could get away with, but that meant I'd let lazy clear. I wouldn't check corners. Hopefully Obo clears this one.
Can't let him get away with it, can you? Oh no. There we go, played back in Poison. There was no vision on this and he still gets it. And a quick adjustment. Looks like the bomb's heading down towards B for now. Carrigan kind of left absolutely nothing to do but die. BlameF again, always ever present on that lurk. You can almost bank on it.
Drops here, they don't know that he's come down through secret, so he might be able to grab a frag. You can see Poison just looking now. There is a window for Rops. Oh, thinking about the save here. He needs to get out. But he's locked in, so above him will be Blame. Blame's not going to let him get away with his AWP.
Absolutely not. Oh, Rops, he gets a shot at it to stay alive, tries to bait in some shots, see what he can do, but no, Rops is going to try and desperately hold on to this.
They should hunt him now. Look at the money.
They're closing in. Rush is going for it as well, but Rops is well and truly aware. Flash causes a turn. In we goes.
Powering
almost
off.
had the individual fight then. Config does take it away. Frozen should live to fight. And BlameF and Config still stand. All recovered too.
Well, didn't quite save the AWP, and that was the only real benefit of the fight he was having there. This was Blame really going to catch Carrigan off guard with that one. Free fire from Config. So double digits is usually when we starting to paint the picture that this Complexity T side has definitely still got some more legs to it. We've only seen the first 3 of this half going the way of the CTs. Back into the double AWPs. We know how they can be exploited. Let's see if a fast hit with that Mac 10 from Obo is coming. He's got the bomb on his back. Bloody hell, they're going straight top site. There's potential for double AWPs, and now Carrigan has done enough, at least initially, to slow them down. We see Bemis trying to get back into the site. They get the rotate. Bemis gets the frag. This pace change has fallen flat.
All these yard attacks, it hasn't changed the approach of mousesports yet. They've still been opting for these double AWPs. They're very clear on the game plan that they want to run with. They've Blame to get back in this with Poison. Down the vent is the option. Leg shot coming through. That's unconfirmed damage because Krishay was flashed. With a boosting to clear out on top of ladder.
There's a whole lot of information found, even though there's no one there. Focus now towards Chris J. Still plenty more to do.
No Poison. Oh my god. Okay. This becomes a round at this point. 50 seconds left. They're back in lobby. The bomb is down. But they can isolate some fights. And never mind. Rops has taken BlameF out.
Poison has got low HP. 8 grand in the bank. Hoping someone walks into his aim. He actually finds Rops. And the swing was there. My goodness, he nearly made a round out of it.
Love a freebie like that for sure.
Yeah.
Bemis hasn't salvaged the secondary AWP. So I'm not sure if they want to run that same setup once more. So a nice little boost, just a mid-round maneuver. You'd have as many of those little tricks up your sleeve as you can, and this was how we knew that the round was basically done and dusted. Rops there onto Blame. So I don't know if we'll see them go for the hard top again. Probably wouldn't be the right players. 13-11 is now the scoreline for mousesports on the CT side. Round number 25. It's underway with the standard yard smokes. Frozen pushed forward. Has to deal with quite a few angry Complexity players.
We've seen this from Frozen before. I don't know if we have. Obviously, BlameF, synonymous with being out here, being a presence, but this timing could be excellent. BlameF feels the pressure, but he still gets the frag. Frozen still lives, and suddenly things get a little bit dicey, but the trade comes in for Obo.
Obo's isolated.
Another one. Carrigan being hunted by Config, actually up the vents. It's Bemis that will see it. Oh, that's going to be indicative of potential top site hit. Obo and Poison. He has core ops again. Poison always finds them a way back in. Poor old Bemis has got a lot to do here, and Poison is going to be potentially threatening him heaven, so this is a perfect crossfire, but not when Obo gets caught. Bemis beaming.
Oh, the timing on this. Poison not ready for it. Carrigan gets a freebie. Yeah, the low HP. Bemis will finish him off. No dramas whatsoever. Round 14, mousesports. Okay, well, danger signs here for Complexity. The money, it's not great. Obo can drop. They should be able to muster something up, but this timing, just as Blame F has looked, Frozen has limped through the smoke. Obo does get the trade. Config trying to exploit a gap up the vent there. And that was one of the final frags that I think signed the deal for mousesports, locking in their 14th round. Back we go, the guns are out. Galil for Config. Frozen with a deep flash, has been able to tuck himself across into the warehouse position. To clear that, they will need a good flash. 22 kills for Config at this point. What can Complexity do to get back in this? It feels like they've been stalled out since that yard approach. Topside rush didn't work. Frozen did a good job weaseling around the smokes in the previous. So they're lining up the standard secret smokes here. Oh, it's their deeper triple wall. We don't have a name for this one. We've got the L block, we've got the aim map smokes, like all the ones as they go around towards top ladder. The standard ones for secret, and oh, Frozen getting caught off by Config.
Yeah, Config from up above just gets to see a little bit more. Blame F is going to start strolling now. Heads himself down to secret. Nice high flash, there goes Config. The timing again, quite nice. Chris J tagged up, not blind. And Obo's found BMS. That's game on. He's been a big game factor for mousesports in the last couple of rounds, and without him, suddenly things looking a little worse for wear.
Config did make a sound, so Robs has had to reposition to deal with it. Still could get caught out, though, absolutely. Is he thinking about doing the one-way? That would be really kooky. Obo catching another, though. This round is just getting pulled from Mouse, one frag at a time. They can go anywhere they want. Config clears it up nice and neat. Good round. Complexity definitely not out of this one yet. Let's not forget that they've already managed to post 6 T rounds over the course of this second half.
That one there, you can see what Frozen's trying to do. When he sees that wall of smoke, he's trying to get up close and personal with it, see if he can isolate a gap or a hole or find another timing to push through like he did in the previous. But whittled down one at a time, I think that's a perfect way of looking at that round. There's a couple of little cool details that came out from Complexity to aid them in that, and well, that's forced mousesports down to the pistols, and we've been talking about the economy getting broken late on the CT side. Well, it's not broken, but it's definitely needing of a bandage right now as they have to take a save. Just the scout for Chris J, Deagle in the hands of Rops and BMAS, USPs for Carrigan and Frozen, and HE. So if it is a top play, they will be trying to nade that hut or the bomb plant position to give themselves an avenue to skirmish. But realistically, if Complexity play this one by the book, they should be finding themselves round 27, putting 13 on the board and making this one as close as you like. Stack towards the top side is coming in now. Christian actually being extremely mobile with the scout. Very proficient scout player.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. Rush, that's why we get excited. We see Chris J with a scout. It's like a weirdly good signal in a way. I wonder if he can do any more, though. Surely that's enough, but the nade could do well. It doesn't quite find the target.
There's problems now that they have lost the player and 40 seconds left. They're starting to never mind. Never mind.
Those chances are, they're fine margins. And sometimes you find them, sometimes the timing's there, sometimes it's not. Chris J has adjusted well, 30 seconds, but, Config? Oh my god, he got a tag too. There is a Deagle on Bemis. Maybe they could still find a bit of damage, but yeah, it felt like they already felt like they were out of that.
And look at Blame.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what happens when things are going right. Catches you every single time.
Little lurky boy.
Lurky boy Blame, but modern day lurking. Modern day lurking.
Modern day lurky boy Blame.
This isn't the lurking of old where you sit long doors where your team goes B. This is a different breed.
Right.
Yeah.
The coolest thing with Happy was he could have legitimately made strategies because everybody thought that he was lurking. So just make a strategy where you go in first and die, and then 4 people appear behind you.
They'll be
but he never did it. I was like, what are you doing, dude? Anyway, playing Valorant now, so maybe he can get his wizards and pixie spells working for him.
It's not so far, let me tell you that.
Okay. Yikes.
Distance is exciting, though.
Oh, that gap could be the undoing of Rush here if he's not careful. Has to keep his toes safe. Keep the water bottle on to make sure they're warm. And
Rush celebrates our observer. Rush celebrates every time he gets to observe Rush death because he considers himself the supreme Rush.
Oh, really?
Feels like it validates his story.
Gosh, is this true?
Can you believe that Will guy has the @Rush on Twitter and his last name isn't even Rush? I mean, I
You're
feel
called
like
Alexander Rush.
exactly. I have a rightful,
claim to the throne.
to that name. Yeah,
Game of Thrones, eat your heart out. It's ESL CS, baby.
I'm gonna message Twitter and see what they say.
Yeah, I think we'll get Will Rizibra. How do you say his second name?
I don't know. It's like zebra.
Rizebra.
It ain't Rush, that's for sure.
That's for Thank you, Rushley. Love you.
Not salty.
Gaming. It's happening. Bemis is the first casualty. Poison into the top side. Kerrigan, what can you possibly do, Chris? Hoping to find an AWP support, but Hobo not deterred by the flashbangs. Frozen's got to go up this ladder into Poison's line of sight. A fast jump, bounce his head off the top, or Chris J will find a way in. Okay, 4v2 though. They know where Chris is. Ouch, Config definitely looking sharp today. His blade is absolutely pinpoint precise. So we've got a 14-14 here. mousesports, let's not forget, they had a great showing on their T side, and Complexity are doing it right back to them. Chad, can we have a little CT economy check-in? Loss bonus of 3,400. Ooh, 14-14.
I'm sorry, Alex. I really want to be helping you right now. I'm just recording the Skybox for the post-game segment.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah, multitasking is not my
I'll try and... I'm spending a lot of time with you. So what Chad would have said is he'd gone, okay, well, this is a tough one. They're going to have to pick their poison here. 3,400, it's not nice, but with Frozen saved them 4, we can drop across a FAMAS. So we will see probably at least a force by potential for them to avoid that overtime.
Chad here.
Hi, guys. Nadine here. You've got your shuttle times for Katowice. There will be a little bit of a delay.
And Chad Birchall's not right here. Sorry, Chad.
Yikes.
They brought down to 2K, Chad.
Okay, they're playing for overtime, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. mousesports, they have to get it done with a saved rifle and a little bit of light utility and some deagles.
I mean, this is a Chris J full buy from last year. So
that is true.
It's fine. We've got a fully bought up Dutchman. As volatile as he is stylish.
This would be a rough one for Complexity to drop, considering how many tense games they've had on
This should be a lock-in. This should be a Complexity round. What a comeback it's been. Just to quickly reiterate, that is now 6, 7, 8 T rounds posted. So they have kept on par with that of Mouse. Now for the extra sprinkles. Lines it up. Oh, okay, I see. So you put the Ghibli with the Wibbly and then crouch.
And press the wobbly and away you go.
Okay, simple as that, really. Quick take, 4 of them in yard. Long-range fights. The Frozen's perhaps there. That's the first casualty. Chris J will lose out. Kerrigan's only got a CZ, although it's stylish. I don't know if he's ready for config. He's a prominent beast, and he has felled him. That's a big frag to find, and a weapon, no less, as well.
That's sick. That support's now frozen. 2 rifles now fall to hand. Poison, right place, but the angle is going to defend.
Oh my God.
Blame F, as if you're considering that. These players are just like next level.
If he gets shot in the side by Blame.
Blame's worked this out. This guy is an absolute 10-head. Obo, maybe not so much. Blame F wasn't actually going to check that far, but he was being precautious.
Still dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Plenty of threat with these 2 players down here, seeing them both. Blame F always delivering, but 10 seconds. Kerrigan's down. Things got a little bit nerve-wracking.
Okay, right. Well, they saved for this round. They better make it count. Overtime is the only option for survival and conversion for mousesports. On their map pick, they thought they could punish. Flame and Config have been making sure that it's not quite as punishing as it could have been. Good save. Good double kill. And Rush just having a quick reaction shot on that fence push. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's ladies and gentlemen. A little Australian sneaking out of there.
Yeah, good day.
But Poison's going for a quick squeaky peek. Otherwise known as a squeak.
Could be a different look from Complexity here on the last round. Throw a spanner in the works, as it were, for mousesports. They've been dealing with a lot of these yard plays.
I'm actually kind of grateful that their money didn't let them go double AWP into this one. We're going to be seeing the full 4 rifles. Chris J, the one on the secondary, or the primary AWP, excuse me. Outside smoke's coming in.
Yeah, this is the ones that baited Frozen into pushing forward last time, and he got taken out of the equation by Config top of silo. He's thinking better of it this time round. You can see that he's just staying back towards deep garage. Config will get control. Smoke towards main lining up.
The routes they play on these flight paths, as you say, the differences are minute. They're minuscule, just a couple of pixels here and there. And here goes Config. We've seen the speed of it before, but Chris J is also.
Eyes on Rops.
Lot to do. Off angle. Oboe found really precise aim from Rops, and it's only going to be the one. So this game carries on. Frozen does deal with Blame, and by taking him down, you see that? 9th out. He knows there's no one else alongside for the ride. And 2 frags away from the overtime here on our first map of the day. It's already delivering, getting our dosage of adrenaline and entertainment. Rush is planting, though. He's interested in making this one go a little longer. It's a safe plant from the door. Maybe there's a universe.
One from ramp.
One ramp, yeah. They're all here.
Oh, that's hard. The movement. And Poison's missed his shot as well. Looks very much like those 2 fabled letters. And there they are. OT secured. mousesports, the gamble pays off. We're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen, preparing for the very same overtime. MR3, 16K. See you in 2.
Your life slide away.
We're back live in this one, and bear in mind, Complexity's T-side looked pretty solid, if I'm honest. It felt like it got a little worked out. Config unable to get away with the mischief that he was running with, but let's see how deep they can go, because mousesports, the money dwindled, as did the rounds, but they're back in the cash, and we're in OT, Chad.
And it's quite clear what type of buy they're looking for, Lauren. Again, when the dollars are looking good, it's the AUG for Carrigan, the 2 AWPs, one in the hands of Chris J and the other for Rop. So let's get this one underway. Round number 1 of overtime. And, well, Chris J, that's a curious way to take Config out of the round, isn't it?
We'll take that. We'll take that any day of the week. Poor old Config's been having a bit of a time now. He was getting away with absolute murder before, but it's not over just yet. Tees can reassemble. Still plenty to play with. One smoke on Rush, but the intentions will have to be changed. The smoke towards door.
Robs is already AWPing lower right now, so if we do end up having a ramp hit, keep that in mind. But it looks like they're posturing for a top play. You can see here, Rush still tucked in towards Squeaky. Obo watching Hut. Grenades can be lined on up. There's a minute left on the clock. Going to be a very difficult approach here.
Yeah, this doesn't look fun. And they're in. Flashes. Carrigan throws out one of his own. Trades in the first. There's a second. That's poison, all three. Carrigan close quarters with the AUG. Oh, baby. 16. That's mousesports starting off with a bang. Topside red.
Ooh. I don't know if Frozen meant to pick up a third AWP there. It's not that it really matters because overtime and they will be able to buy, but just curious to see if that was intentional. That's, yeah, quite the opening right there. So Chris J getting very fortunate with his timing on the Mouse 1 there, and he even finishes things off. So the two veterans of the Mouse
I mean, for an angle like that, he is just hoping to click on the flash.
That's just be a timing, right?
Yeah. It's such a quick cross. Wow, okay, well, that's one way to get the party started for mousesports. CT side, you only get 3 chances to post, so make them count. Chris has.
Notice how they've changed their yard hold, though.
You see?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, picking up the pace. Yeah, straight through. Carrigan this time can't control it. B-Man's still alive and kicking. Was Flash comes out, does get Obo. Overwhelmed in the end, but Chris J. Chris J?
Okay.
Oh, my word. A little overzealous, potentially, but Rob's fancies it as well. Peekaboo. What is this?
Hello, hello.
Jeez, what is going on here?
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much left for Frozen. If there was damage, which there is onto Rush, a nade would have been viable, but the trajectory just doesn't check out.
Damage isn't even the name of the game here, so hang around, see if you can get a foot in the door with this clutch. Nobody picking. Very good discipline from Complexity. Nade comes out, position's given up.
He's got a good idea where all of the Mile config's not giving him the right eye peek. Here comes Rush, the hunt.
Oh, nice swing.
Absolutely nothing.
4 for Rush.
Out of that round there. Rush into the top site.
Yeah, boys, it wasn't no problem. Easy peasy, you know. Pretty this Rush guy.
Let's watch the highlights here from Rush.
So I thought, you know, I knew where this guy was coming down, and I thought, Christian, what the hell are you doing there, you know? And then I saw this guy come up, and I was like, yeah, dead too. And I knew where the last guy was, so it's pretty easy closeout, you know.
Dude, yeah, I mean, respect for doing 2 things at once as well. I didn't know you could multitask.
I didn't know that was even allowed. So we're gonna have to get Graham Pitt here on the scene.
Yeah,
but
someone called the admins. Get on the phone, Chatty Beat.
Yeah, we'll sort this one out as a flurry of nades towards the top side early again. Squeaky mollied. Make that Hut mollied, Squeaky smoked. And here we go. This is the Rafter Molotov through. They're going top again.
Yep, back in we go. Carrigan last round, unable to do it. The one before that, absolute monster. Flashes are good, but he's still able to operate so well. Carrigan is not letting this go.
He's got the bomb in his grasp, and he just stands his ground and loading magazine after magazine. Blame Frozen like one, but just down to one man. It's Robs to secure it. 2-1 half on the first overtime, first map of the day. Mirage up next, Complexity's pick. First to 19, the magic number. Let's see that double from Robs. Just a nice stylish finish, jumping into Poison's POV.
Bit of hot news off the presses here in overtime, guys. NIP have put Nork on medical leave. I'm going to read a little bit further, but that's...
hopefully it's all right.
Yeah, hopefully there's not too many dramas there. We will get back underway with the second half. See if mousesports can find some solutions.
He's going for it. He's up in the face. That's a look we hadn't seen, and neither is Frozen, and he doesn't get to look much more into this round. And he's not backing away from this, Alex.
No, but he wants more. Carrigan wasn't expecting that. Poison. Venomous. That's lovely.
Chris J?
And that's the end of the round. Robs is about to jump straight into Poison's jaws. Why not give the man another quad kill? Just to finish off the job on his eventual repeak. He's even going to flash for it. And that's the end of that. Beautiful stuff from Poison, demonstrating exactly of what he is capable. And it's such a crucial juncture of the game as well. 17-17. I'd like to see that one again, please, sir, because he's coming in. Flash for the first. Frozen doesn't get caught, but then he sticks around enough that Carrigan starts jiggling him way out. A third. The third is the most impressive. And the fourth just for the cherry on top. He looks happy. It's good to see Config with a smile on his face. Concentration stations for him. A good performance too. 30 frags dropped just into the overtime. 5 AKs, all the nades they desire. Hey, Blame
Nice.
F.
This guy, he is really quickly becoming a favorite player of mine to watch. I love the way he approaches the game, but this could turn into the upper hit sooner rather than later. BMAS goes off this flash. He does. Rush turns it, but not well enough. Caught up, blinded. Karrigan there. Config still alive, though.
Yeah, and Config's got a lot to do. He gets cleared out. Blame F making the sound cue, but that's opened up the doors. mousesports with a double.
Should be 18 for Mouse here. How do they get back in?
I honestly don't know. A flash from Poison.
Obo would need to do something absolutely nuclear
Hey,
here.
ladies and gentlemen, want to learn the pop flash for top sight? You go to the little electric-y majiggy, pointy arrow, and then you throw it at the left of the light.
Oh dear, more
Apparently.
mollies.
We're learning a flash, Chad. Shush.
Sorry.
Okay, now, Poison then just left clicks it, and we're off to the races. No one's really going to be too bothered by that. You can see the assist, though, evidence that it flashes at least your teammate. But that's 18. And of course, the economy conversation stops, but in order to extend this one, mousesports have been given an opportunity to end it right now and take their map pick. Starting on the T side, they could finish it too. On the very same side.
Another heartbreaker for Complexity on Nuke.
I mean, what was it? I was reading their overtimes. It was a 16-14 versus Spirit, and then like a 19-22 result. A loss as well on Nuke.
Close but no cigar. Could be name of the game here again. Blame this time tucking himself in towards the top of Secret. Karrigan will be the only one he has to deal with as the pack of fraggers once again towards the top site. Looks like similar as what they did last round. Throwing a lot of nades towards top, but now towards ramp. And that's where Poison is with the AWP. Blame unable to convert the nade. It's a little bit shy, but Poison's locked them out of ramp, so we'll be back to top.
I'm a little worried about Config. Low HP, he's been pretty critical to their success, but Obo's here this time. Smoke fades
down.
Time. That's the bomb right next to Obo. You cannot ask for a better result from that, but these three players now, what do they do with this?
Oh, this is looking set for OT again. Obo's frag. The bomb delivery. Chris J has to hit this cleanly, but Obo's so polished. He's already got himself the double. Now the smoke to bail him out. Rox walks into the meat blender. Give him another one. It's just Karrigan, 5 HP, and he's finished off by Obo. 4 kills from the young gun. Get schlatted. Heading ready to the second overtime. No timeout this time from us. Get straight on into the action. And they'll stay on those previous sides. This is Frozen's death. He really was not expecting that. I guess he had a different, maybe a fake out from Obo. Maybe he'd given him that vent sound drop. Either way, look at the round this Obo has managed to generate.
Love it. He swaps guns 3 times there to pick up those frags. Grand Messier, so Pit is not standing by. He's given us the all clear.
Okay, it's good to hear.
Everything's good. There's no dramas.
No foul play to be found.
Well, this is the ROPS maneuver. They're aware. They know.
They know about it. Can they deal with it? He's still alive. He's got 20
nades.
Still like 3 nades committed to just him, but in the meantime, they've all headed to lower.
Yeah, Conflict's dropped down the vents into Bemis. It will be Obo again. Can he really save them? First the top site, now the lower, tucked into dark. Blame's there as well. Nade for the doors, gonna make things awkward, but that's the swing. And that's the frag. Frozen's found it, evades the flash. Obo's got a lot to do. Bemis doesn't have the info, and Karrigan takes him down this first round. Looking and feeling a whole lot different. Rush could change things a little bit here. Ahead of the molly. Punishes Frozen, knows the ball's down, doesn't know where to go, and now all onto Poison. He's trapped. I'm surprised he's alive. The flash kept him there. Bemis could very well have signed a death sentence for another one. Okay, problem solved.
Wouldn't mind seeing Config pick up a secondary AWP, or even Obo. I'm not sure how proficient he is at the AWP, but just pull it up over towards ramp, because Poison's having to be pulled into different positions right now, and that's weakening other areas. You can see this is the classic ROPS moves I was talking about. One of the very early adopters of always lurking around that squeaky door smoke and finding a pick towards top of hut. But good stuff here from Karrigan, putting his body on the line. And there's Bemis to close things out. So high intensity fragging here for overtime number 2. And away we go once more. Oh, that molly, I think, is a little bit shy. I'm not sure that was meant to land there.
Oh, I'm unsure what he does with this now. He is in the smoke, and it's worked out well. He's proving his value time and time again. Encouraging the hit. There's the bomb. Config this time does stay alive for 1, but now it's going to be Rush if they continue. They take a second to pause for thought.
Okay, lots of time on the clock here. A minute 15, and it feels like so much has already happened as retooling back towards Yard, the final 3 members of mousesports. They don't need to throw any grenades. Drops has the AWP, so they can search for some frags, see if they can find somebody jiggling, jumping, and that will be Blame F over towards Credit Card. He's been spotted, and see, perfect. Repicks in, Rops takes him down 3-on-3. Gap in the smoke.
Tiniest of gaps, but they've even got a flash. So they do get down without the safe call.
Obo's here. They could go vent to top if they like. They have lots of Molotovs to work with to clear out towards that ramp position. No one's close to rotate towards Obo, so he needs at least one.
She's trying to get to ramp, but you're right. One would be ideal. They don't check on it. That's excellent damage, and that's some good kills. Rops now with a big task, 24 seconds, and 2 players to get past.
He wants the AK, but...
Where's the bomb? Oh, it was
going
on the
for
top.
Long road, and that's Rush's sound cue to peak. 19-19. These teams are inseparable, and if anything, that's telling me more about Mouse. I'm actually quite enjoying getting to see the new look to them. Definitely felt like they'd fallen flat. They said it themselves. It does seem like a reinvigoration is in order. Rob's hitting some great AWP shots, but it was Obo that really ruined this round for them. That double kill, you could see the perfect strategy out the window. One to bait the crosshair, the other to hit the shot on the railing, but he was good, and the spray control was masterful.
Okay, well, who's going to walk away with the lead in the first half of the second overtime? Baiting a little bit there with the sound cues, but more behind it. Blame, what can you give us?
Nothing. Frozen makes sure of that.
Oh, Frozen just dodges the molly.
Lord.
That's a lot of space for a low HP player to try and take. Oh, Chris J, very cheeky, tucking into Mini. This is a dangerous game they're playing. All of them tucked in. Carrigan hits the Obo. I thought he was in the air at that point. It does pull Config into Chris J. 2 of them low. 4-on-3. 2 invested towards the top side at this point in time. So Carrigan, like that shot, I'll have to see that one again. It must have just been as his feet touched the ground. They descend lower. It was previously held by Config. Seems he's rotated back up to the top site with Rush and Chris J's action. Bemis is continuing to keep them busy.
He has the vent drop. That's the only way into the lower site right now, unless Poison goes down heaven to ramp. So Bemis is doing a lot right here. He's holding the back.
Even if Rop's doing somewhat of a similar role as well if they tried to potentially go the other way. So BMAS keeping them busy. Finally, avenues open, but there you go. There's the other part of the trap that was held. And Rops is doing wonderfully. Gorgeous play. This one's wrapped up.
Nice.
Poison.
They're all low.
They are low HP, but obviously he doesn't
Wrong
know how
weapon
low,
for the
right?
job.
Yeah, exactly. You've got an AWP. Maybe the pistol would be better at this point. Deagle is there, but no one's going to give up anything, surely. Oh, did he see a barrel, maybe?
Yeah, he definitely did. Time's the problem now. Poison just doesn't have anything to work with.
As if he tags him. Through the corner. From 20 to 16.
Carrigan's behind the door.
There are no scopes to finish it, and that's the end of the second overtime. We'll be taking another break, and we'll be back shortly. I think.
You lied to us,
I thought there was another break after 2
told you
OTs.
that?
I thought there was 2 OTs and we go for another break. I guess I'm wrong. Did we scrap that?
I know, I just mean like wait for the guy in your voice.
I thought, no, well, I remember like Cologne.
You were trying to be smug and like, oh, I know everything.
I'm
but...
a desk host too.
All right, well, don't I look like a fool? We don't. We play again.
That's all right. I usually just wait for the voice inside my head to tell me something.
All right, well, we'll keep going then. I'll shut up.
It's all right, Chad. We like the, I don't know, attempt? Yeah, we'll go for attempt. Oh, there's a voice in my head again. Funny that. Blame F. Taking territory, but look at the boost on the other side. Chad needs to recover. He's feeling very small right now.
Frozen's out and about as well. I like the idea of the boot. Ooh.
Hello.
Yeah, that's info. Robs is going to have a lot to do here. They're closing his gap, and oh dear. Does he get his body around the corner in time? Catches a glimpse on the jiggle of Config, but they've completely lost 2 parts of the map at the same time. My God, Carrigan's been pushed down. All the way through lobby, and a flash frag from Robs. That's the bomb as well. Just around the corner, so they will slow things down just a little bit. Safe retrieval from Rush. I keep trying to call him Rushly. Good catch every time.
I was a whole half ahead. That's what I was thinking. We haven't even finished the end of the second OT yet.
It's all good, though. It's all good. And now Rops is hitting more and more. Double kill from him to keep him competitive. Obo's doing one better, and finally Frozen shuts him up. Gag order issued. 2-on-2, Lauren.
Certainly is now. Bomb to be planted. Config trying to keep control. Ensure the cross is maintained. Smoke goes in, so Config now under pressure to make a move. Frozen trying to isolate anything. A touch of damage towards Rush, but it's nothing to write home about as Rops prepares himself for the ascent. Subtlety so far from the CTs, not too much shown, not too much given. Config, but he's just proactive. Late game, Rops so
Out of
quickly
position, he can
Rush.
sit the defuse.
And now let's see what he can do with this. Rops, how big are you feeling? Touches on it, there's the molly. Did he
2 HP!
Tag, he's gone back in!
Oh.
He's only gone and done it. Rops with absolutely nothing left of him. Gets the bloody defuse.
I need to see that one again. Rops, the sound cue on the molly. He takes down another burn damage. The molly for the info. Oh, it felt like he did everything right. Let's see this one again. So this is a big frag to start things off. Start off proceedings. Chad's right. He realizes the plant is for him. But just taking that fight, Config. Oh, wow. With a 2 points of health in it. Puts mousesports on 21. That's got the energies high. And quite the contrast, I'm sure, for Complexity as this is starting to feel all too foreboding. 2 in a row on Nuke has been their shortcomings. Admittedly undefeated here in Pro League, but Nuke, the map they've struggled with, the flash is good. And he's gone through. Back turn to 1. Config punishes. Quick to spank. And 5-on-4 as they descend. It was Carrigan trying to hold them at bay in that lower site, leaving Poison in position to try and catch someone. The Org.
Good gun for the job.
I was just about to ask, you know, if you can play really, really low on those stairs and just look for the tips of the heads.
Yeah, that could be dangerous if they... Okay, Rops, the absolute menace. He's taken Rush out of the equation again. That's pressure now. The flank is a possibility, and Rops has completely left that, so the entire time they will be worried about the 4th man coming from the rear, but he's rotated back, and oh my god, the flash work is great.
Still, they go through. Config gets the bomb back, it's in check, but Carrigan now has 2 problems on 2 fronts. He's gonna focus towards Poison, but there's the hit from above. Config's there, and now Chris J, your final man. It's all falling together at the right time. A 1v3.
Oh, great round, loving this. We're gonna get another one. Spots to the jump peak, and Config executes. So 4 kills from Config. He's not quite done playing yet. He's in pursuit of the 40 bomb. They say life begins at 40.
All right, well, Rops is bringing back out the AWP again.
I mean, he's doing all right.
He's doing great.
Doing great. I mean, so full flash, and you can see how full flashed he was. He unloads his mag down to 7. Config just, as soon as the gap fades, this was a typical blame frag, and this was Config just sealing the deal as well. 4 kills, lovely start. All right, final round, second overtime, first map, first game. Bemis, top, expecting something quick, or at least ready for it. Your decision-making process now for the 10 individuals with mouse and keyboard in their hands determines whether or not they'll be looking back at this nuke with a grimace or a smile.
This is the hardest round to call. There's so much pressure on this moment. You know the money's good. Overtime allows for that time and time again. You're going up against another full buy, and it's T-side nuke. Setting up their smokes now. Looks like we're going back to the L block.
Frozen's gonna take note. Smoke goes in as well. Playing with a nade.
Yeah, the idea of the one-way, very scary stuff for Complexity. Feels like they've just respected that one-way, and they're all just waiting.
Frozen Smoke has bought them so much time. And now, they haven't even been able to cross back. Blame's in a position to throw another smoke to try and get them across. They'll probably have a smoke on the fly from one of the 3. No one has one.
34 seconds.
Landed in front of Squeaky, so now it's top misdirection.
Okay, Chris.
Oh, that was the double!
He could have... Config's standing there, brazen as ever, but they have made it towards lower. But time's ticking, and Frozen's down here. Peeks it, nades it, falls away from it. Oh, it just misses again. So many small elements just about being held on by the T's. But finally, they're all in the right place, and Robs isn't going to miss that. 10 seconds now. Config can't do it. It's mousesports on map 1.
Wow, what a win. And it's on the map pick, the punish on Complexity. The unbeaten Juggernaut has found just one chink in their armor. mousesports take it. And the series continues when we return.
If you had no time to even surrender, would you give up your rights and let your life slide away?
Don't worry, I'm still with you all the time. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could be. Build me up, ease my peace. Figure out better parts that maybe something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could be. Build me up, ease my peace. Figure out better parts that maybe something's coming. I wanna be. Build me up, piece by Chiqui, escucha loco, siéntate y relájate un poco, que en esta vida el tiempo es loco, puedes perder momentos preciosos y sepas que cuando pides ayuda yo me levanto, todo lo que tengo lo comparto, y aunque me sienta triste yo canto, ay canto, vive una vida llena de personas que te quieran, que te respeten de veras y que lloren cuando mueras. Deja de mirar la acera y levanta la cabeza, sigue pa'lante y no temas, resolverás los problemas. Ay, no más, si una cosa no te gusta, cámbiala. Si la situación te asusta, enfréntala. Si la vida es injusta, tú grita, deja de callar, escucha. Si la alegría te abraza, acéptala. Si la suerte no te roza, búscala. Nunca te prives de la felicidad, de tu libertad. De tu libertad.
Complexity and mouse sports, and it is Nuke eventually over. We're here to break it down. If you did just tune in, you missed quite a wallop of a first map. Chad Birchall has more.
Oh.
I was trying to do like a news thing.
Okay, yeah, no, but we could do that one day. I wouldn't mind if
Yes,
we all came in
indeed,
with
Alex,
some
you're shuffling your
jackets.
papers.
I would like that. I'd really like that. And then the music and the lower lighting so that maybe we can see sometimes. Lauren, first, I want you
I'm
to do
gonna move
something.
them.
Oh.
I couldn't see you when we were casting. I need to find a new place in our... What's more zen?
Can we put it down?
What's more
Is it
feng
okay down
shui?
here?
I don't know.
We still see the flowers? I think we can.
That kind of covers me. That's
Oh.
obviously...
Well, we'll work it out,
That's-
all right? But look, I thought that they were bringing something nice to the table. And now
Oh,
I love
hey,
them.
that's cute. Look.
okay, all right, cool. Are we happy with that?
I am.
All right, well,
Like-
vote at home. You know, hashtag ESL Pro League. No, but seriously, look, I hate putting the game down to one round because it's never just one round of Counter-Strike, right?
Never.
But Rob's obviously had a fantastic performance here. If we just want to recap his stat lines from that game right there, I think it was like 32 kills to his name, 28 deaths. He was +4 in terms of KD, 77.9 ADR, and his rating was 1.11 on HTV.org. 15 sniper kills, though, and that's where I want to start. He had a clutch with the AWP, and we're going to see that come through as these highlights are going to be showing you what he was able to put down throughout this map. But it's that one clutch on the top side in the 2-on-1 scenario against Rush and Config that he was able to win.
The 2 HP.
Yeah, and that round right there, the reason I want that one to stick out is because I'm not going to fault Complexity for doing teamwork in a 2-on-2 situation, but by Rush throwing the flash into main for Config to go for that frag enabled a window where Rush looked away from Heaven, right? He had to check between Heart and Heaven, and you're going to see it coming up very, very soon, I believe. But that there was the window for Ops to get back in, and when the bomb was planted on the other side of the site, Config was well out of position, and at that point, the pressure was applied. This is the round, right? So Rush is looking towards Heart after just throwing that flash, you can see, and now Config on the other side of things, he's worried about it. The AWPer could pick behind the Molotov and use the Flame to his advantage being close to it, and losing that round right there, I think that was the key for mousesports to be able to get across the line here today, and he even finished things off in the final round of play. So great stuff from Rops, really good scenes. Complexity, their T side though, much more organized, and Alex, I wanted to, if we could, I wanted to jump into a skybox just to show one of their rounds and the details. Obviously they didn't win, so it's not as potent, but if we can jump into it, I can show you guys some of the details. Now, we have that deeper triple wall smoke, so they're doing the aim map smokes, they've got the L block smokes, they've got the standard smokes down there towards secret. Oh, what's going on? Am I not? Wait, we're off camera now, Trace. Anyway, I'm doing Skybox, mate. You're going to have to come back and do this gag another time. Nice try. But look, this is going to be the start of the round. It's all right. He can come back. What do you mean? He's not on camera. Look, I'm trying to do my Skybox, Lauren.
I can talk to him. Two people can talk at once.
All right, well, it's just a default to start off here on the round, right? We're just seeing the default. They're all over the map. They're doing their standard business, their giblies and their wibblies. You're going to see this smoke wall come out towards Yard in a second, and this is the smokes that I'm talking about. But there's a couple more details behind it, right? So you're about to see the triple wall here of smokes, and these are the extra details, the extra bits and pieces that I want to talk about. As the smokes come on down to land and coming on through, Obo's had to go all the way back towards spawn here. You've got the two Poison and Blame throwing theirs as well. They don't have to worry about main, right? Main's out of the equation, but Frozen trying to find a gap. He's going to die to Config at the top here. The extra details, here it comes, guys. First of all, pause. This Molotov shows that maybe they're trying to go through the smokes or go into main, right? If they're throwing that, it means that they're going for more Yard territory normally. This time around, they're not. They're actually just sitting there waiting. Then you see Frozen getting taken out of the equation. Now, I've changed the camera angle because I want to show you this. Look at Chris J. He's about to get Molotoved by that of Rush from the roof. I thought this was a really cool detail so they could come around to fight late. And that's the details that Complexity were able to bring with this, right? You've also got the smoke landing over towards the windows. And this was something that Complexity did time and time again. And it's just nice to see all of this stuff considered and taken into account. And yeah, they lost, but yeah, good work, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was because they didn't win the game.
Skybox segment brought to you by America's Navy, but we are ready for our break all the same. Definitely won't fall flat again. Incredibly delivering game by most capacities, even if Chad's not happy with it. But we're going to go ahead and make sure our sunflowers are fed and watered, and we'll be right back with your second map. It is time to head to Complexity's turf.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
what you want. Anything, anything on your everything, everything on your anything, anything on your everything, everything. Yeah, I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything on you anything, anything on your everything. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything on you anything, anything on your everything, everything. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots on the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Savage, you've been distracted, your best, my average, there's a reason for that's a fact. So they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan, I ain't need that. Outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Heard that, wonder when I'm gonna peak at. And that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Shots on the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Euronics, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, GGBet, and America's Navy.
Getting ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Map 2, Game 1, 12th season of ESL Pro League. And it started today off with quite the bang. Nuke delivers double OT and now Mirage. (22-20) the scoreline at the end of that. An extra 12 rounds of play. And now it's off to Complexity's turf. mousesports, they've questioned the Juggernauts' unbeaten spree to the playoffs. Complexity, they've got the red carpet laid out for them. Myself, Pansy, and Sponge are here to tell the story. But Complexity are in a position where if they were to pick up this win today, they are locked for the playoffs of Pro League very much ahead of schedule. mousesports can stop that. And off to the pistol, we do see utility deployed towards BMAS's location, the newest addition of mousesports, and now tucking back away. This is the flash for the reaggress. Oh, there's so many targets, it's overwhelming. It's way too much. Carrigan's overwhelmed as well. And this one looking like it might peter out, fizzle out. Frozen's playing a very dangerous game. Triggered discipline onto Config. Lauren, is he gonna?
Oh.
He could.
Frozen.
He's not going for a knife kill here.
I love the $1,500 play, but yeah, I wish he'd have gone for it. That would have been beautiful for the money, but apparently the shots are coming in just as well, and maybe it's not over yet. Okay, Obo's controlled CT.
Maybe.
Chris J coming in through connector. There's still a little bit of room on this. Chris J has to be quick, though. There is a kit down somewhere. I think it's towards CT, and I don't think they've got time to go get it and get back, but they've made it look good as BlameF should shut this down as he does. Complexity do pick up the first, but there was a glimmer there.
There was. There definitely was. There were some nice shots from Frozen coming out of spawn. Found himself in the right place at the right time. Unable to convert any more, though, as it will just be the 4 frags for mousesports. BlameF winning the 1-on-2, doing what the big man does best. And as we look forward into round number 2, we will see the upgrades coming on through. Chris J with that devilish scout of his. Some smoke, some pistols being upgraded in here. So it will be not the full investment as Rops, Chris J, Frozen, and Carrigan have all got a little bit left over. Mass has actually gone for everything besides $50 dues. And towards middle, Complexity will go. They need to be careful. There we go. So Poison's removed any pressure that could have been applied from Carrigan over the smoke. And Carrigan's, sorry, Chris J's answered right back.
He must could have some fun it. Tag on rush. Rops found config. Okay, these deagles are getting a little spicy. They are going to continue their way towards B, and it will be Frozen who's kind of posted up, gets spotted. They know where he is now, but he's on the site. Chris J's there in support. Can he catch the cross? I think he will be able to in time. Misses the shot, though. Certainly the chance is not looking so likely, but Chris J's still holding on to this. This is a 3v2.
This is getting awkward. Bomb's loose. Smokes him off. A bomb retrieval, that's all that Chris J's spamming. If you're wondering what his objective was, it was to try and slow with that bomb recovery. Now you can hear digits punched by Rush.
Smooth moves. Chris J with the upgrade. Everything's looking quite nice. BMS going to pick up the scout. BlameF, though, shut down the last round. Not going to do it again this time. Chris J wants this. Rush just has to try and play the time, but it's easier said than done when there's 3 players pouring your way. One goes down. There's the trade from Props. All the way around, but nice work from mousesports. Chris J pivotal to that.
Wow. Okay. Well, big round from mousesports to steal away here. Complexity should bounce back with the force buy of their own based off of that plant. We might have a brawl to kick off this game. The force buy wars could be on the cards.
Oh, sign me up.
This was the opening there from Chris J, just over the top of the smoke there under Poison. Rops was able to find one. So there was kills going down all over the map. And Chris J was the real key coming up catwalk there with that Galil in hand and stealing one away. Do you want to just start building the narrative of, you know, the mousesports, the honeymoon period, BMAS, the youngster, they're able to topple Complexity undefeated, or should we just wait a little bit?
I mean, I already did. That was the first thing I said when we started.
Okay.
He's not paying attention, is he?
That's all right. It's like, this is really exciting. mousesports have come in, and Complexity's unbeaten spree could be questioned here by the plucky underdogs that are the mousesports squad.
I actually really liked what Carrigan said when he mentioned that they're trying to find their identity. When you see the amount of kind of power that they have, the potential that's there, obviously this is a cleanup, so don't worry about it. I think I'm glad they're not trying to rush it or just try and stick to the old maybe structures or maybe the old mold that they may have had before, but they're willing to try things out, try and find comfort for these players. And honestly, you can see the potential there. So it feels like the right choice by Carrigan. And it's good to see it kind of proving here, even if it is an extremely close game on Nuke. That could have technically gone either way. I mean, a couple of clutches here and there and a different result, but they look diligent.
Well, one of the things we noted with mousesports when they were in Struggle Street was Carrigan was having to do almost all of the entry work almost single-handedly. And now that they have BMAS in the mix, that seems to be quite a clear change in that regard. So there is a different approach. And we are seeing it as... Here you go, Carrigan on the AWP. He even gets the leg shot onto Config. So good start to round number 4 from Mouse. The nade could be good, and it is. So Chris J and Carrigan converting onto Config. Another opening for Mouse.
It's gorgeous. Poison now feeling a little more alone than ever. Blame isn't too far away, but that AWP in the hands of Carrigan is keeping people to attention towards middle. Blame going to try and clear through, look towards ladder, ensure no one's around. They have garnered mid control, but they're falling away from it. You've got the 2 players heading right back around spawn over towards A. And while all this happened, Rush was still posted up towards the apartments, not really moving too much, just chilling out, taking his time, keeping map control, and BMAS is going to be the one to keep him humbled down, but Molly to hand. It looks like they're setting up the play to go. Smoke's coming in, and the pressure starts to mount.
So do the frags. It's the first for Bemis. Smoke to survive, and he's going to get sprayed down if he's not too careful, but the flashes keep him safe and sound. 45 seconds as Bemis finds his second on the hunt from Obo. Does manage to trade out Carrigan's death. Poison and Blame left. Oh, great shot.
Wow.
That was instantaneous reactions from Bemis. And it does give mousesports their third straight-in conversion on the A-hit. And look what it's done to poor old Complexity down to the pits of squalor. It will be Desert Eagles across the board. At the top end, this was Bemis' contributions. And this third shot, I want to see if he's pre-firing or if it's just...
3 bullets.
Yeah, so 3.
Jeez.
I don't know. I didn't even know. I mean, it must be... It looked like he was pre-firing before. He's caught a glimpse, a whisper. Just timings, internal.
That's good stuff. They're able to deal with the Complexity buy, and it's forced them back down to just the pistols here. So this is really good for mousesports on what used to be, going back to when Sunny and Stiko and all those boys were on the team, their absolute home map. That's a very different looking roster from those days.
I was going to say, it did feel almost synonymous with this mousesport.
Yeah, it was.
In my head, it clicked at the very start. I was like, oh, I remember this Chris J flying around the place, all of this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the new look kind of comes in as. I mean, the CT side's fine. I like the T side from them, though. I think that's where you get to see that personality really come through.
Well, mousesports, if they can deal with this one relatively cleanly, then they're looking good. Moving into round number 6, can start building a little bit of a bank. And it's great to have more young, budding riflers like Bemis in this squad. It means that they can have another anchor, just a man to lock down a site, and allows Rops to be more mobile, find more impact as a star fragger. Flash over the top, and here he is again. Bemis just gets one. But Carrigan's here to mop things up.
And Rops is too. Dame was waiting for him, and that should perhaps facilitate a plant. They're even boosting one up. Oh, and that's magnificent. Flame F. Triple kill, but I'm afraid that's where it ends. A quick double from Chris J on the way back in. Using the silenced M4, I wonder which member of Mouse is the one that's actually equipping that. Might be Carrigan, if I had to hazard a guess. But we will be seeing Diffuse come in. The double from Chris. And with Carrigan playing more of an AWP role, likely he is the one that can take the odd M4 for drops and himself. AWP will be returned to his hands, and you get to see how Blame got them back into the potential for a plan. Look at this positioning. Lovely stuff. 1 and 2.
Something about Chris J in that box, you know? He's got a couple of clips from there. But we are back on the buy. At least Poison going to be up on the AWP this time. So that's another shot at for Complexity. So far, extremely good signs from mousesports, but times can change. 3 lean towards B. I assume the underpass play will come through from Blame, as we've seen him like to do. But now they take their time on this.
Yeah, Rush throwing his default stuff, smoke top mid. Config joins in middle to throw out his util set to make sure it looks like it could be mid control, and Mouse have no info middle. They've stacked 3 aggressive A, and with the 3 leaning A towards B, sorry, for Mal Complexity, there is a bit of a mismatch here. Carrigan's the one that can shift the odds back in his favor, and a hard shot to hit. He's considering his options. He knows there's potential for a hit. Flash is good. He's holding on to his smoke. He doesn't want to overcommit to this, and now he throws it out. So at least he, as well as we, can count Carrigan out for the next fight.
It's crazy that Carrigan's AWP dissuaded Complexity. Because if it was like, I don't know, Wok 6 AWP, yeah, then maybe I would reconsider going B. But knowing it's Carrigan, no disrespect, he's just not the same level of fast trigger AWPer. It has forced them back towards A, where this stack is lying in wait. The rotation from Rops is in limbo, but he will get there in time as he hears the utility.
Chris Molly goes out. This is going to buy time. It isolates the play coming in through Palace. Smoke goes in. Dark stays relevant. Chris J can still operate, and it leaves Frozen in the shadows. So Chris J will take this fight. He'll give the game away slightly, but its all intended purpose is to play in Frozen and Bemis. This could be juicy as hell. Look at that. Oh, the trap was made, and it just works so perfectly.
Yeah, you could see Frozen just conniving as he stared at the floor that smoke went down.
Licking his lips.
Yeah, licking his lips. You know they've said dark dead, and he just arrives at the edge of that smoke. Glorious play from mousesports. I want to see Blame. Oh, we don't get to see it. Probably because he broke the webcam. Straight jabbed it off
He was just so much disbelief that there's 4 of them on
that
the
was
side.
him frozen. Like, wait, they stacked.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, PTSD echoing through from round 6.
So no plant. But still the buy. And this wants to be an A piece again, hoping there's no stack. It will just be Bemis. He's going to have pressure.
Oh, this is quick. This is kind of ahead of utility and plays really nicely for an AWP. Happy with that. Bemis will go down, though. Unable to be too sustainable when they're being so volatile in play. It's a very curious piece from the Tees. There's not much more to it. They do have step towards A, bit of util to put in, so maybe they can cross, but Carrigan going to be forced to make a choice now.
Oh, they're so up close and personal to this smoke. Config's found one, tickled up Carrigan as well. 3 on 3.
Kits for all, util 2. Frozen catching Config, that's going to be their go sign. Blame, oh, just as he starts to move, Christian gets the timing. Poison quiet so far here on Mirage with the AK and half health. Not going to be easy. Evades the flash nicely. Caught a glimpse of Carrigan, likely the same back to him. And quick headshots, but there's the trade. And wow, so mousesports, CT side Mirage definitely seems to be within their wheelhouse.
Wow, okay, I did not expect this today.
No.
We were in the car and I was telling you guys, all right guys, you know, these are the keys that I'm thinking about today. It should be a 2-0. The map pool's looking very good. I think that maybe Complexity should punish with a Vertigo pick. Mirage really caught me off guard. I'm not quite sure why. There's only one map played for mousesports in official record. It's a dancing teddy bear at the top there.
I'm sorry, it sounded like you said dancing teddy bear there.
I did.
I wasn't looking at the screen.
Yeah. He was moving and shaking. Yeah, something cruel. So this is 6 on the trot right now for mousesports. Christian, 158 ADR. He kicked things off on the second round with that scout. Frozen looking good as well. BMAS just under that 98 mark.
He's been great on A as well. He's been ever present. Super annoying to play against. Yeah, I think the Mirage pick does stand out to me when Complexity have a nice map pool to lean on, I feel, right? Like they have a decent map pool to play into. I don't know if Mirage, you know, the any man's map is one to go to.
Maybe something they thought that they could punish, or they thought it was a weakness or a way to exploit, or just a map they're comfortable on, because Complexity coming into this were the heavy favorites, but Mavs are making a match of this.
They're making a real game, and so's Rob specifically, charging into middle, making short work of Poison. Bemis, he's safe and sound, at least with his concerns for Palace. We prepare ourselves for war, folks. It's a 4-on-4. mousesports seems so attentive and responsive at the moment on the CT side. It seems like just as we see Complexity start to relocate, so do the CTs. There's no catching up. It seems that Carrigan definitely has a good dialogue with his squad as to the intentions of their opponent. Go on.
Wow.
This isn't your Wonderland, Chris, but it could feel damn good. Timing on Rush. He gets behind him, doesn't wait for it, takes the shot while he can. 58 seconds, the double dip's coming in. Obo's there. Both players are there, and that's going to be the bomb surely spotted. Rops knows what's up now. But what do they do with this? These two T players have no territory.
Okay, well, with the time on the clock, looks like they want to rotate back towards top middle to find another duel. This could open up avenues to either side of the map, depending on where they find resistance or a frag. Smoke towards connector, that's indicative of at least somebody on the other side. And they might want to use that to their advantage. Creeping up close will be Obo and Blame F. Playing in the smoke, waiting for it to fade. It looks like it will be an A finish, but BMAS under the balcony in the dark position will be very difficult to clear with Rops in this jungle position.
You're right. Rops has the advantage of just having to wait for that sound cue. Oh my God! Okay, a clean execution. Poor old Blame's the last one on the chopping block, but mousesports, they are riding some serious momentum and Complexity. They're going to have to keep up. Getting a bit out of breath. 3.5, it's a bit gross. Might be the armor. And Ghibli's. Good shot. And Chris J, yeah, you got excited about this at the right moment. That was Rush hoping to find and make some space, but look at the shots from Robs. Could have been clean.
So this is where we should see Complexity go for a partial buy with utility. Oh, the frustration for Complexity here. You can see it starting to mount. So the nades, you can see Hero AK on Blame. He's actually invested heavily. He needs to find an opening.
Oh, but you're right. He is trying to be the hero. And
oh, no.
Now 0. HP remains charging into B. Frozen tucking in. He knows they're going to be dropping in close quarters. It's Deagles, it's Tech 9s, it's Sketchy. It's good shots from Carrigan as well. Double trouble. Frozen finally gets out of dodge. And his config trying to do serious damage. He does well to take a couple of kills, make it costly, but falls flat. Blame Hero AK falls completely. absent.
Wow, he took a lot of responsibility on himself right there to find some opening picks over towards middle, and now he's just down towards the Mac 10. Having a look at his spawn, it is over towards that B side of things. But there's no solutions at the moment, as 8 rounds are posted on the board, which seems like it's just been easy street for mousesports. They've made the right reads, the right calls, haven't complicated their approach. Blame's actually going over towards middle right now.
Okay, with intent. Not quite.
I really do want to keep my eyes on Chris J. He's been having a half. Obo almost down to half as he continues to press forward. Does have Blame F not too far away, but that's not his intention to go that way right now. Bomb's still top of mid, and I'm looking at Chris J. Big ADR on the board, obviously helped out with that really good early start, but it's not really slowed down for him either. Obo now. Still trying to look towards B. Carrigan seems all too aware of the possibility as Frozen can be called to stay attentive to this. Chris J actually falling away towards his side, which has opened up room towards middle. Suddenly things look a little bit more dicey this time. Let's see where that bomb heads. It's
I love this.
Still going to take a second or two. Chris J is going to be posted up. He is positioned unnoted, similar to that dark spot we saw before, over towards A, but the bomb's still being held. And Obo burning alive somewhat. He has had a rough time getting just here.
Frozen knows.
He does. He's already taken him down even lower. Frozen, very good round from him. Chris J boosted up, finally arrives. This is some different mouse. Some super mouse bitten by a radioactive spider or something.
I really just like that mid-round decision. Once they realize it could have been the B split or the B hit coming in, boost Chris J up, leave someone in the back line ready to convert. Really good.
Were Pinky and the Brain Mice, or were they rats?
Oh.
Must have been rats, like lab rats.
Yeah,
I think that was
that
their
makes
trope.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to assume.
Pinky and the brain. Was it, what are we doing today? Or what was his little...
Mighty Mouse.
What was his catchphrase?
What?
No, he'd ask him, what are we... Was like, was it, what are we doing this week? Or what are we doing today? And it's like...
Taking over the world.
Yeah.
Taking over the world, Pinky or Brain. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I clearly didn't watch it as much as I thought I did, but I vaguely remember. Yeah, I remember Mighty Mouse, though. What a time.
Mighty Mouse?
Yeah.
I remember Banana Man.
Banana Man.
Chris J has 17 kills, and we're only 10 rounds into this game. He's having a banger of a map right now. mousesports, if they continue with this pace, it might be a quick finish for the day.
I can't believe it, honestly. But I will start to remind everyone of what Complexity are capable of also, that this is their map pick. So with all of those dots starting to align, it is mousesports that are causing a ruckus. Deagles and a couple of flashbangs. Shouldn't get them far considering how well drilled we've seen from Mouse. They're actually going to boost into Rops's aim. Hi. Perfect. And he can get away. Absolutely no concerns. He even knows there's another under the window, so he's underhand a nade into Obo, and Config catches 60 damage from it. Oh, this is flawless, yeah. Yeah, why did I sound like I went on my gap year? Oh, yeah, I had my gap year with my friends, and we just had all the champagne everywhere. Oh, I chundered such chunks. It was everywhere.
I really used to love that video.
Yeah, it was funny.
Strange how close it is to our lives now.
Isn't it?
You know, Chad, did you have much of that? You know,
No, we didn't have a lot of that. No, well, we did have gap years. I didn't.
Did you go travel?
No, I didn't. I was playing Counter-Strike.
Help some poverty.
CGS.
They were poverty struck on.
You know, so Povo.
CGS was my gap year.
Yeah, I was making some crazy sales, yeah, and well, me and the guys, we were just like, let's get sloshed. Let's just get totally sloshed.
I've got my new signet ring, so
yeah. Oh, we're gonna be putting them together with like the Illuminati.
Wow, you guys had some childhoods, huh?
No, I'm just getting a bit creative. Creative licensing at an all-time high here.
10 to 1.
Yeah, it's 10 to 1. I'm being
a little bit of fun.
A little kooky.
No, Lauren, it's bloody 4.
I get it, Chad. You referenced the time there. I got it. That was. Oh,
that's what the numbers could have meant. That is what the numbers could have meant.
I can get in on the jokes too.
Yes.
Well, just don't get in on the hosting again, Chad, because it didn't go so well.
Yeah, anyway,
no, I tell you what. When Chad tries to host, that's Chank.
Chank. That's Chank.
Chank's trying to host. That's his hosting persona.
Well, it's really slowed down here in round number 12. As
Jesus Christ, Chang.
I play now.
Stepping on toes and Poison breaking them. Carrigan crippled. And we do see the round starting to get into the meat and the potatoes. Obo's got them both on B. That's going to change the plans immediately. And that's the round, I'm afraid. I really don't want to get you too excited for nothing, but I'm afraid, yeah, Rops and Bemis are on the A site. Rush's lurk may not last long.
The cool thing with Rush's lurk is he doesn't actually have to move. They probably want to go over towards Palace to save, and we can see exactly that with Bemis going up the ladder. Hello! And Rush will take him down. So there won't be any weapons going on through unless Rops can hide in plain sight. Shouldn't be too many dramas for the remainder of the Complexity players. All over towards the B side, already chasing. You can see 2 of them at Catwalk, 2 of them in the B apartments area. And it looks like Rops will be going back to where Rops was lying. Rush was lying.
Rush, you lying to us?
Hello? Did you say my name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's up?
How's it going in there?
Yeah, it's all right. It's chill.
Just chill?
Yeah.
He's been a bit short with us today. Did you upset him, Chad?
No.
No one's upset me. I'm
Did
feeling
you win your
great.
Danger Zone games last night, Rush?
We didn't play any, sadly.
I see. I found the wound. I see.
Oh, we played on Sunday, right, Rush?
Yeah, but you know Rush needs it daily.
Yeah, but I can't give it to him daily, Alex. I'm a bit old for that now.
Realize the words that come out of my mouth.
Takes me a while to get going, so I need a couple days break.
Chad, you had the nail. You hit it on the head.
You're good. Good. It's all good. It's all gravy.
It's really about video games.
Okay, we need a couple more for Complexity to make this competitive. If they close out all the last rounds, hey, we'll I'd say pay attention, but Rops just nuked Poison, so not so sure about that. That's a quick advantage to be had. So Complexity again, obviously clutching at straws here. This isn't the Complexity that we have been kind of enamored by. We've thoroughly enjoyed the Blame F process. We've loved what this roster could look like at its height. We have seen a couple of issues here and there creep in, but they hadn't lost a series. These guys have looked flawless. And what a curious one to lose that flawless streak to would be mousesports, a team obviously on the rebuild. So, you know, bated breath. If there's depth to Complexity, we'll certainly kind of paint you that picture once it comes in. But right now, this is a celebration of mousesports looking very damn good. As Config, T-side AWPing, looking to find a bit of a difference. Good tag towards Bemis.
He won't know that he hit that, though.
Yeah.
So that information...
Unconfirmed damage?
Unconfirmed damage is the term I think we're running with for that one.
Yep.
But it looks like it still will be the A finish. This is a connector smoke coming on out from that A ramp. Pressure is going to be applied to Rops, who's up close and personal. We'll have to deal with Rush first, and late through the connector will be Obo. So his flank could be everything. Oh my God,
That's one. I can't believe he did. Quick adjustment into config, and it's quite the scalp to take as well. Look, you keep config quiet, you keep complexity a little less threatening. He's got 5 frags so far. Carrigan's hitting smoke shots, it seems.
The bomb.
This one's gone
oh my God.
to nothing but a fizzle. Good shot from Rush. Dunked on. Carrigan, another smoke shot. He's having a round, he's having a game.
That was wild. Carrigan completely denied any post-plan availability there from Complexity by getting that shot from Catwalk through the smoke. And that was all she wrote. Right now, 11-2. If this is a 13-2 scoreline, that's going to be exactly that. Here you go. There's the shot. Blame F denied. Second on to Obo, and... yeah, okay. Those are...
What do you want us to say?
There's not a lot you can say about that one.
Yeah. Oh, you know, we can try and quantify this more, I'm sure, but 11-2, I think it's just kind of almost sit back and enjoy what hopefully we see mousesports try and make a regular occurrence. Rops, though, last time dropped the nuke towards Poison. This time going to take the battle towards Rush. Rush ever present, but still delivers. For Carrigan keeping control for now, not letting that play build through middle.
Look at Frozen go as well. He's just pushed through his own smoke. He's going to keep going as well. This is absolutely wild. If they flank around to the A site, Frozen's going to be there in really, really good time.
He's pivoting mid. That is going to cut his rotation time down, but it is going to mean he has to deal with the Blame F lurk. Maybe that's actually a good thing, perhaps. Dealing with Blame F, not letting him have those freedoms. Carrigan also potentially to be responsible for the death. Rush, considering the AWP peak. Running out of time now. Now Blame F at the prong has gone. Config from TU Tetris. The flashes are good, but the frag isn't there. Bemis suppressing fire. There's still time. They don't have to rush this from Complexity, but now they do. They fight, and it's a 1 for none. Rush has made it 2.
What a nade.
Good nade. Dunks on one. Chris J there, the backup. Oh, hold it together. Frozen, just cool, calm, collected.
So what happened there? You see Config didn't tuck his knees in. That's why the backflip didn't land. He didn't bring his center of mass in.
Okay.
So if we'll see that again, I'm sure Config's backflip. A bit of a flop. It was Frozen, I believe, that he was trying to do it off. Yeah, you see that? Just not enough tuck of the knees.
You need the centrifugal force, right?
The centrifugal?
Centrifugal.
I've always called it centrifugal. Have I been saying it wrong this whole centrifugal force?
I thought it was centrifugal force.
I mean when like you've got a bucket and you spin it over your head and it doesn't fall out? I thought that was centrifugal.
There's centrifugal and centripetal.
Well,
I don't know what you were saying.
y'all. Chad was wrong, that's for sure. That's all I care about. Russia's got a frag though. UMass gone. Rush planting. Config hunting. Tag down to. Oh, he could burn.
Molly.
Getting awkward now. 25 seconds. That's not seconds, Alex. That's health. That's what I was trying to say. Let's get their frag onto Rops all the same. Bomb down, ticking, favoring Complexity in a very big way here. They've got orbs. It's not pretty. Double orb retake. No smoke other than Chris J. He wants to get that on the bomb, and already they've lost their strongest man. This one's done. And so is the half, but I don't really think Chris J's going to be too upset about this one. He'll get a couple of style points, get a couple of freebies. Or not. I mean, that's also an option. 12-3 is still a phenomenal half. And now mousesports, should they win this pistol, they could take the series in 2.
Ayy, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper, it's minimum effort. Yeah, your coach getting severed. The industry dry, it's a desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use, that's my ladder. Don't got no snakes, only ladders, ayy. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping is basic, skipping is classic. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished this thing, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we counting them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I see my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me, to be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this. Don't like surprises. I cause a crisis. Man, I'm a scientist. With the music, I spice things. Up to my liking. Man, I want nice things, nice things. This not an AK, it's a Uzi. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my nigga from the 021. You count 6 shots.
12-3. Things sound as good as macaroni in a pot for Mouse. They are so close. 4 rounds is all they need, and excitement palpable. You can almost taste it. Chad Birchall certainly can't.
Excuse me, sir, is this where we throw to a break?
Not yet,
okay.
Shank.
All right.
Come on, we've talked about this.
I thought we threw to a break now.
Close.
Oh, dear.
Close. GT.bet, I haven't mentioned them yet. So just so you know, Mousesports are favoured here at 12-3 on the half with a 1-map advantage, in case you were concerned.
That's how odds work, I think.
So. Wow.
Oh, my lord.
Okay, Ropsy boy. Poison has ruined the party.
It's one way to probably ruin a party, wouldn't it be?
Well, I mean, bringing a gun to a party is never a good idea.
Yeah, don't do that, guys. Leave the knives at home, too. If you're thinking about bringing a taser.
But we've got that cool little karambit in our living room.
We do, but that's in case we get robbed.
I thought it was there for show, but
probably.
Yes. Yes, Chad, we are similar people. I agree.
I have one at mine. I like it. It's just
I've got a karambit in case we get robbed. Dude, I would do more harm than good with that
Why
thing.
are you in East London suddenly?
Been a lot of accents today.
It has. I've been very
Your Australian today has been great. You actually it was much better than normally it's South African. So
Those damn prawns.
All right, well, Config is flattened Carrigan, and on to the B-bomb site we go.
That was a District 9 reference, and this one's over. So Chris J with his bomb, he is going to make a lot of noise, break his legs. Yeah, he definitely had a spectacular start to this series, and he's a big part as to why the damage was done so heavily. He hasn't got that much space to work with. He's getting shot at and finished off by Rush.
Rush, do you like those bunny hops? Little hops?
I love bunny hops, but bunny hops keep me going, that's for sure.
Nice. Just wanted to know.
Sounded like he was getting the question there. Didn't like him, obviously.
He's a bit mardy today. I don't know.
Wait, why are you guys... Rush is normal
I'm not
today.
Mardy, stop saying that.
Why are you trying to say that he's...
I just wish you'd be, you know, the old Rush. The Rush we used to know.
You're always like happy and just like... That's always
happy-go-lucky.
I'm literally smiling right now.
Gosh, I don't know what's going on
Happy people don't say they're smiling.
I don't know what's going on
You
today.
just do it, Rush.
I'm sorry that you're being targeted.
Anyway, watch this grenade.
Oh, kind of cool.
Yeah, check that out.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Right, well, Robs has the scout, not Chris J. And he's lost the scout. So I was going to get excited about it. There's nothing to get excited about.
But that's because I haven't told you the story yet.
Okay, tell me the story.
No, I'm not ready.
Carrigan now.
Not the 2v5 story.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't get away
The next
with that
round
one.
story?
Maybe.
Well, this is a force buy, so next round's probably
Why don't you talk about how much you like that Deagle skin, Chad?
I really like this
Everyone really
Deagle
likes that
skin.
story. It's really original.
I really like this Deagle skin. It's my favorite skin. I have all the skins from the new case, literally. Not even
figuratively.
Just
Wait,
literally.
you've gone out and bought them when we got this lovely
I opened the
sponsor.
cases.
Lauren, what if these multivitamins Chad's given me are making me more sassy?
You
They
have
might
got
be.
a sass on.
They could do.
I'm
I'm
glad
not
that-
giving them to you.
That sounds
You
a bit
paid for
dodgy.
them.
I mean, I paid for Chad gave the box to me, so technically, in my mind, they're a gift.
They're a gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, all right.
I'm just glad that I haven't been on the receiving end of Alex's
I've got
sass yet.
taurine, chlorine, not chlorine.
Chlorine's a bad
don't
one,
take
don't do
chlorine.
No, there's good stuff in there.
Ignore
though.
the
There's good
messaging.
stuff in
It's
there.
good.
There's good stuff.
But no, yeah, Alex's sass all-time high.
It is.
It's
And
enjoyable.
he's got a flash lineup that I think I could manage here, Lauren.
Oh wait, hold on. He's gonna do some.
That's
probably
flawless.
bits.
No, look, I don't
Oh,
even
he
have to
doesn't
jump.
do anything.
Okay, stealing that. Put it in the bag.
We know we're never playing Mirage. Chad goes.
That's true. Chad's very anti my rage, but oh my goodness, by Bemis. He's got himself an opening, and now Frozen Steagle's connecting too. Complexity have to somehow dial this back in. It's going to be Config to contribute and a dunk nade from Obo. Okay.
Still a 1v1.
At a minute 20. Robs can slow this
I
down.
really don't want Rops to hurry this up. Okay, he's calming it down for us all. Config has crossed though. There is a
paranoia.
yeah, precisely.
Oh,
If I was Config, I know I have access to the bomb, and Palace is such a tempting prospect.
Yeah.
So this works unless. Okay, yeah. Robs has got a really hard job ahead of him now.
Gosh.
Will he anticipate someone so close? He's still got jungle and CT in his mind. Config's played him like a book. Magnificent save. Complexity dig themselves out of the hole, courtesy of the Quiet Dane. At least here in Mirage, he was dropping 40 over on Nuke. So Config certainly no slouch today. He's had all of the right vitamins and minerals, as have I. Thanks, Chad. This was the double kill from Bemis. Frozen Steagle made it look very threatening as he shut down Poison, but Config just playing the positioning game far too well. So it's 12-6. Full weapons for everyone. Cash being built up just once for Config, but that was in his survival. Chris J's a very weird dot. Might be the boosty one. Can you do it on your own? I thought you had to boost to get the molly triple. Let's see where that goes, Rushley. Okay, it is for default. And
Oh,
Rush
Rush is
is taking a time to get that out. Poison's already hit his shot. There's the triple molly. This is a big, heavy A hit, and you can see how much damage both of them have gone well under half. Rush is in the smoke. He's still fragging, though, and this is big from the American. Poor old Rops. Down to just 4. He won't be able to do much more.
So right now, if you're Rops and you're considering the flow of this game going forward, Complexity just took a lot of casualties in the previous to the Pistols. BMS with those multiple P250 frags. We obviously had a little bit more from Frozen. But Rops, with a minute left on the clock, the best thing that he can do is just see if he can find more kills. You might be thinking, oh, he should just save. Yeah, sure, the AK would be good to carry on forward, but the damage that he can do to the CT side economy, if he can find 2 more kills, seems very, very unlikely. But if he can, that is the best thing into this round for him. Winning it, not really in the realms of possibility right now. So if he takes his time, he has 40 seconds left. He will be able to flank around through CT spawn. The B-bomb site is open for business. Taking a quick look at the radar on your top left, you can see everybody for Complexity has found themselves maneuvering over towards that A site. Trained on his position will be that of Poison. You've also got looking towards jungle will be Blame F. Connector will be covered off by Config. And then Oboe has to deal with A ramp. Nice. And Palace. But there you go. Config gets the kill with the Famas, trying to make his way over for an AK, and I'm not sure if he would have gotten there in time, but this is Rush on the side, being able to defend in the flurry and fury of the smokes, Molotovs, and flashes. Did a very good job to stall them out. And now, the comeback. Well, it's not on the cards just yet, but we're starting to get within that territory where it could be possible.
We start to, you know...
Yeah, it was 12-3, and one of the problems right now for mousesports is they haven't planted the bomb, so that means they'll be back on these pistols. So with the 12-7 scoreline now, it should be 12-8. Oh, Blame was flashed perfectly. Carrigan's pushing forward. Has he been spotted? Yes, he has. Blame will take him down, and back to A we go. A bit of a retake setup coming in here from Complexity.
Might finally get that bomb plant. Maybe not. Poison. More than happy to take the fight. This is a shutdown until Rops at least gets 1. Any more? No. Nice and easy. Over and done with. 12-8.
Yeah, that scoreline, that lead, it's gone now. It's basically out the window. All the hard work that mousesports did in the first half, it's not forgotten. They still only need 4 rounds to get across the line and take this in 2-0 fashion, but it's going to be very, very difficult to do that now that Complexity have had a couple of cleaner rounds back-to-back.
This is where they really can dig their heels in. I use that expression often for this exact set of circumstances. The CTs have closed the gap. They've got bank should they falter in 1. And Blame looking to lock down middle from the window position. His spray does do significant damage. In fact, it's a perfect trade. The equilibrium maintains. Not for much longer, though, as the nade lands on Frozen's nose.
Good info there.
They tried the boost before. I wonder if Blame's ready for this. With a failed Windows smoke, he does. Dink exchange. Chris gets the frag, gets the better of him. And now, a 4-on-5. mousesports, they have yet to plant, have yet to post around on the T side, Lauren. This is one of their best chances, and Carrigan wants to pull these strings correctly.
Yeah, I like seeing that little bit of info play from Rush. It could be misinformation if he hears potentially Rops maybe, but we'll see how he plays this one out. He could be great coming into this, but that mid control is the key and critical part. Keep in mind the rest of the CTs are over towards the B site. So Poison kind of holding from afar. Rush hears all this happening. They have no eyes on this, no information to be found as he's slowly working back towards this now.
It's not considered. Oh, okay, it is.
He's Frozen. That's a save.
That's a huge kill. You can see exactly what that means. I didn't think anybody was worrying about it, but Frozen, he's fooled me. And he's made Rush look like a bit of a fool right there. 1 bullet to the dome. And exactly that. Complexity will have to save. Even with that little bit of residual cash that they hold in the bank balance, their loss bonus, because they've netted 5 rounds in a row, is only 1,400. So needing to play the percentages here. They will only be able to do this for a round or 2 more. Really don't want to have to be battling back against 15. So more retake attempts and some more skirmishy style CS will be on the cards as we trickle forward. If we could just bring up the scores right now. Chris J's is 23 to his name, but Frozen's another big one, another big performer.
What did Chris have on the half? Because I swear he was in the 20s on the half, or something high end.
I can go back and double check.
17 or so?
Yeah,
17.
just under 20,
okay.
I think it was.
I thought he'd already broken that mark, so that's good to see. Okay.
But yeah, Frozen having a good game as well. Frozen, for a while there towards the tail end with Woxic in the team, he started to taper off. You weren't seeing a lot of work coming out of him. And I said today, coming into things, Rops was the still absolute superstar. And we saw what he had to offer over there on Nuke. He's not needing to do the same. He is still 14 kills middle of the pack for mousesports. But if he has a showstopper over rounds, Complexity, they'll be in real trouble.
And looking back at Chris's recent performances, it's not been, smooth sailing. It's been a little bit rough around the edges. So him back in maybe a good bit of form here could be a nice confidence booster going in, but still have to convert this one.
So slower approach again. This is more of a default spread that we would see. Frozen down towards the underpass. Carrigan was towards back middle, setting up Chris J towards top mid. We have 2 over towards A ramp. That's BMAS and Rops. Lots of utility left.
God, that's a tight line. If Frozen doesn't perfectly counter strafe into that tight line, it's almost impossible for Poison to connect it.
So that's 2 smokes that have come out on that A ramp over towards the A side of things. Config has 1 left towards B, and Blame, who's in limbo right now over towards Window, has the other smoke. This is all going to come down to timing for Rush. Playing in the smoke.
They were ready. Obo is too, though. Takes down Rops, one of the harder hitters, and Poison with a missed shot gives them a little bit of room to maneuver. And that's all they need. Give them an inch. Frozen takes a mile and nearly a triple. Jumping towards CT, knows that's a viable bit of space to take and to deny. Bomb still needs to be planted, though, and the nade's a little early from Config.
He's going for it.
Oh, bang, he's going to hit the second shot. That's magnificent. Rare to see. And now a swap of the weapons, a changing of the guard. Frozen's gone for the dankest of flanks. Config's not going to be ready for this. And that's the first. Blame F leads the trade. He does get it. There's a chance. There's a world. BMAS low. He could just spray into the triple box. 29 points of health. Blame's down to 14. Oh, BMAS, they're asking a lot of you. New addition, clutching against Blame, one of the hottest prospects of the year. And it catches the timing. 14 found for Mouse. Are they really going to break the unbeaten spree?
Oh, dear.
Well, 5-0, Chad, in Pro League. Complexity have not dropped a single game. A map, sure. A game, no. But mousesports to be the first to do it, that is not something I'd have expected to wake up and to be doing today.
Yeah, this is catching everybody by surprise, I think. And there's always the pressure of that, because if Complexity were to convert this series today, they're not out of it just yet. It's looking very unlikely at this stage, but if they were to convert, that would have been them guaranteeing themselves a spot within those playoffs. They're still looking good to do so, but Group B was the group of death. You'd hate to end the run in Pro League after starting so hotly and then get it taken away to you with a couple of bad losses. And you can see the buy that they had to limp on in with for the final... Well, their final buy, it'll be their final full buy. Next round, it will be a force buy if they lose this one. Rush has the MP9. They've actually moved him over towards that B side of things, and we spoke to Obo the other day. They're switching those 2 players around as they go.
Poison. Can't get it this time. Top mid garnered for the tees. Plenty of util on the T side as well. See where they put all this. From Poison still holding towards connector, no real issues there. Smoke towards window. The bomb leaning B side.
I'm interested to know how they approach this B hit. I mean, it will be coming from the apartments. Rush is actually getting himself up on the deep smoke. Last time he tried this at ramp, he got caught by BMAS. Now, Blame catching the short player. Rush is hoping for the element of surprise here. They're trained on his location, though. As he starts pushing as it fades, it's just going to go down. Config, then, has to do it all. M4. Frozen. First. Very clean kill. Keeping it level. And another from Config. He's definitely still such a threat here on Mirage. They haven't really got the time. They have to be planting. Why do they jump off? They can't even win the round now. They can't even win the round. Poison just has to wait. Oh, that decision-making. I don't know who it was. The second one in apps just didn't quite process the information fast enough. That's a weird way to go down. Chad, help me understand what happened there.
I think it was Carrigan who was still up on the balcony. I'm not certain, but I'm not sure if they were cognizant of the time just because of the pressure that Config was able to put them under there. So a lifeline for Complexity. 14-9. Now they have an opportunity to buy back in. Rush will be on the MP9 once more, and Obo has to consider what he's going to purchase. An MP9 for him as well. But for Complexity here, if we were to live in the bleakest timeline where they do go out 2-0 today to Mouse, they still have Vitality and FaZe. Oh, leg through the smoke is Carrigan off the bat. Not sure how much he can get done.
Good shot. Carrigan's up. Chris J's there too, but...
Oh my God, Config!
He's so mad. Get out of our server. I want to go to 3. The words Config communicates in bullets. Hey, Neff already so pushed up. Look at his angle here. Frozen. Can't do anything. Catch, or caught rather by Rops. That's the one mistake I can't stop making. Catched. Why? Bemis and Rops, though. Certainly not impossible against some SMGs, but Config's now managed to upgrade to an AWP and is holding that tight line we talked about before. Spots them. Both crossing. We'll convey that information to Obo. He now tucks in from a very passive line. He could jump up. Is that what he's considering? Yeah, he is. Oh, perfect. Oh, ooh, okay. He put his head into the Rops' crosshair, I guess. 2 on 4. 45 seconds now. A boost into the window. Poison should be set up for success here, but they're actually opting for a very interesting maneuver. BMAS boosts Rops. BMAS goes back to B. Somehow has to best Config. He has got a flash for the job. This is exciting. Okay. And now Poison, when he rotates off, Rops can work on the flank and cut off the both. This is exciting as hell. He's going to try and get a third. Rush has saved the day. And now, unfortunately, BMAS, it was a 2-pronged assault. He does get tagged by Poison, leaping now from the balcony. Gives him a chance to isolate one. 15 seconds, he'd need Poison now. Just a Glock. It's just not enough. It's just not enough, but he's made it work. Switches to the AWP. BMAS! You are insane! As he pulls the 15th out of absolutely nowhere. Jesus!
Oh my God.
That was so good. 17 seconds left to his own devices. A Glock.
Oh my God.
BMAS playing well ahead of his years. Tagged down to 5 HP.
Oh my God.
I can't even unpack that one for you.
No, you don't need to. I think your silence and the absence of words speaks loudly enough. Wow. Unbelievable scenes.
Oh dear.
That's something else.
Very, very tough right now for Complexity to bound back in. Look at what buy they've been left with after that. Deagles, UMP. Total of 5 nades overall, 2 flashes, 3 smokes. mousesports poised to do it, not in the way I thought. Off the back of that clutch. Okay. Well, let's get underway. Round 25. Smoke towards window from Robs. BMAS, the hero of last. He's going to slow things down.
Take a second. Have a Kit Kat at this point. Rush trying to be proactive in this, though. And he's going to find out probably more than he'd like. Flame F there. Makes the most of it, though. Trades in well. Sees the bomb smoke goes down. And Chris J tries to control mid. Config on the other side. The man who was just fueled by anger and rage in the last round, but couldn't make more of it in the end. As that glorious clutch came out. These Deagles, this UMP, it shouldn't be that viable. It shouldn't be that much of a threat, but sometimes these guys can make it look deadly, though. Carrigan going to deal with Poison comfortably.
Getting real awkward for Complexity. This is their last round to voice any concerns, or their unbeaten spree will be paused. They had the opportunity to lock themselves in for playoffs today. mousesports are taking it from them. Carrigan taking it from them. Robs as well. It is all on to blame. And just to reflect on how we got here, they're broken by one man. Brought into the starting roster from the 6-man position and already starting to flourish. One to watch on Nico's list, and now they have managed to get themselves a 16-9 scoreline. Blame still desperately trying to change the dialogue. Doesn't have a kit, and BMAS confirms it. Who else but BMAS? 16-9. Carrigan breaks the Juggernaut streak.
talks about all the other guys. Will I ever understand? Without her, it's not fair. I need you back. No more crying at the end. I'll do it again. I told you I was lonely and I think it out my head. And even when I told you I loved you, I hope I did. Breathing in, breathing out. There's no more room for any doubt. Empty mind, steady hands. Just stay close, stick to the plan. I hear them coming, I hear them coming, and I'm ready as I'll ever be. I hear them coming, I hear them coming down. I'm ready as I'll ever be. Don't give up, don't give in. Don't let me down. Be the one to wipe their grin when they hear this sound. Don't give up, don't give in before they catch your glimpse. I know you'll
We're back in business. Complexity have fallen, and it is none other than mousesports. That distracted me as well.
Slapped me in the face like a wet fish, that one, didn't it?
Just sitting there like, what an unnecessary production error.
It's all good.
That's their ex-player.
It's all
Stop
right.
doing that.
That's a bit of a faux pas, but
I'll get over it.
Gravy.
Because of course the man that replaced him, Chad, just aced and, well, clutched up and won them a huge clutch
1v3
on the second map. So it feels very foolish to be showing the wrong player's face. But I'll get over it.
It was good. It was a very good showing. I think a 12-3 first half, you know, and this is the map choice of complexity there, right? You consider how Nuke went. It was that back and forth affair, the overtime, the ROPS clutch that I highlighted to pull on out. And then you move into this map, and it was looking like one-way traffic for the majority of the game. The second half, a little bit close, a little bit tighter. And then BMS said, no, I've had enough of this. I've had enough.
Hell. Now, Chad, I know you have some questions for Carrigan.
I do.
And so we do have access to him now. Why don't we go ahead and summon the beast? And hopefully you can go ahead and get some questions. Maybe a bit of a smile out of him now. Hello.
What a wave.
So we said you're going up against the Juggernaut. Carrigan, clearly you were ready and well equipped. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Nuke as well, because I imagine, was that something you were anticipating to be playing today?
Yeah, it was us who picked it. So we knew Complexity is really good on the map, and obviously our map pool is a little strange at the moment. We don't know where we can go, how good we are when it comes to official matches. But Nuke played quite a lot, so we had a good idea of what they're gonna do, and I also think that showed in T side. On CT side, I felt like we didn't adapt to what they were doing. They're really playing aggressive outside around the cat area, and I think we have to watch the game and see what we can do against that next time, because we didn't adapt good enough on CT side, in my opinion.
Well, you still won, so let's look at the bright side, mate. Let's have a little bit of a smile going on. But the map pool is actually where I wanted to take this conversation, because you guys are always banning Overpass as your first map here. And I was taking a look at your previous games in the Pro League. No one's punishing you guys with the Vertigo pick. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're not? You haven't even played it officially with BMAS yet. No one's picked it into you.
I don't know. I think people are looking at each other who's practicing what. So I guess if they have our server IP, they know we practice Vertigo.
Okay.
And I think Vertigo is a map you don't want to go into without any anti-strat at all, because there's so much things you can do. What pushes? What is the tendencies, right? And also, we have a new player. So where am I playing with Orb? Where's Beamer's playing? Right? There's a lot of unknown question marks, and I think Vertigo is always, unless you're one of the best teams in the world, it's a very dangerous map to pick, especially in a pro league where these matches are really important to go to playoff, right? So I think that's the kind of thing that scares people away compared to other maps like Mirage or Inferno, which if you don't have played them, right?
Well, yeah, was Mirage towards the top of the maps that you were expecting them to pick here, or are you thinking they maybe go for something like the Dust 2 off the bat?
I wouldn't expect those two. That would have been a huge surprise. So there was two options. Either it's the comfortable pick, Mirage pick, which I anticipate the most. And then, like you said, there's an outlier. Are they going to test our map pool on Vertigo? And that comes out to how the team or Complexity feels, right? If they're really confident, they just go with their comfort zone, right? So it was quite obvious what the two first maps would be. And then up in the air, if it would be Dust 2 or Trainer's third map.
Okay, and I have another one here. You were just talking about, the comfort zone for you guys, and you're trying to work out your map pool. Do you think what makes you guys really quite dynamic and scary at the moment is the fact that you can just flick around that AWP, like Rob's AWPing on Nuke as well as Chris, and you not picking it up on the CT side? I'm sure you have plenty more examples like that. Is that what makes you the most scary at the moment, the unknown factor?
Yeah, I mean, if you go into Vertigo, you don't know who's main op, right? So if you go into another map where we haven't played, then you also don't know who's main oping, right? So they only have the info they have on us right now. If that's scary or not, that's the question, right? If they respect me as a main oper on those maps, or Chris or Robs for that matter of fact. But yeah, Nuke is a map where we all remember Chris in mousesports when Oscar was there. He played a lot of AWP and he did a really good job, and that's why I didn't want to take the main AWP there from Chris, because it made sense for him to play it, since I've never played main AWP on Nuke, right? So that's too much of a learning curve for me right now, when I have a lot of things on my plate.
Yeah, absolutely, you do. And Rops was really thriving with it. It was actually really fun to see some of the rounds he was able to pick up. A very intense overtime game on Nuke, though, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Some of the clutches Rops was pulling out as well. Towards the end of that. Any final questions for Carrigan? Can we let our man go celebrate?
I think I'm good.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Carrigan, thank you so much for taking the time. I really enjoyed seeing this new look mousesports for the first time in this Pro League from my casting perspective. I hope to see more of you guys at a big win versus Complexity. Thank you. Yeah. Peace. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, no, I think the way Carrigan kind of framed it of they are a bit, still trying to find their identity really resonated with me. And the fact of unknown quantities coming in, Complexity lean quite heavily and being very well prepared. It must be quite hard to come in with that right mentality for a team that does that normally very, very well.
No, absolutely. And I think I echo that exact sentiment. I want to have a look at what on earth is on the docket for our friends over at the Trace, Harry, and
is this where we go to the break?
Chad, mother.
Can I do it?
Don't.
Okay, go on.
Are we ready?
You've got to say both of the games that are coming up, the names of the people that are going to be on the show.
In the ad break because I knew it was coming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stick around because the Goonies, led by Trace and the Saranthas, will be with you soon for OG taking on Ent. Alexi B going up against his old squad for the second time this year. Would you believe it? And after that, we've got Big against Godsend. Stick around for more Counter-Strike action on the ESL Gaming Network.
Nice one, Chanky.
Hey Future Pros! Today I'm traveling to the wonderful world of Sirocco to teach you all how to use the mobility package to its fullest potential in Danger Zone. Yes, Danger Zone is still a thing, and yes, people still play it. You may remember me as the guy who died to the Danger Zone back at Katowice 2019.
This is worse than Summit. Rush. This is just, that is... What a blunder!
But I've come a long way since then, and I've also learned some fancy tricks with the mobility package I want to pass on to you all. The mobility package is a purchasable item that you can buy from your tablet at any point as long as you have the cash. The package costs $1,000 and contains an exosuit, parachute, and 3 bump mines. Let's go into all 3 items, starting with the exosuit. When you pick up the exosuit, it will attach to your legs and give you more movement options. If you hold space, you will jump at least twice as high as without it. Pressing crouch and jump at the same time will launch you forward and allow you to cover more distance with a bit extra speed. The exosuit also affects fall damage. You take around 40% less damage with the exo equipped than you would do otherwise. If you find yourself falling from a high area and land on an enemy player, you will transfer some of the fall damage to the player and also mitigate some damage from yourself. The height you fall from correlates to the damage you can do. You like the view? It is possible to kill a full HP player if you fall from high enough. I like to call this a Goomba. The second item in the package is a parachute. This does exactly what you think it would. However, I highly recommend not using the parachute. There are tricks to avoid some fall damage without it, and there's nothing worse than hitting a perfect jump only for your parachute to deploy, giving your enemy the easiest kill of their lives. Last but not least is the bump mines. This is where the fun begins. You will receive 3 of these in the package. Bump mines are a throwable object that stick to any surface and launch you into the air. When thrown, they take a small amount of time to activate, which will help you position yourself correctly over them. Your position over the bump mine heavily correlates to where you'll be propelled. Standing directly over the mine will launch you straight up into the air. If you stand in front of the mine, it will launch you forward, but with less height. When using a bump mine, try to always have your knife or your fist out. This will give you the most distance compared to having a weapon out. Now you understand what each item does, let's start combining them. When using the bump mines with the exosuit, holding space will give you an extra boost to your bump launch. This is also the case with the crouch jump too. Crouch jumping with your fists or knife out will give you the most distance from your bump mine. And that is how to bump. Now you have bumping down, let's talk about mitigating fall damage. The easiest way is to jump from a lower position to a higher one. Landing in water will also negate any fall damage you might take. On the advanced side, depending on your speed and trajectory, you can actually surf on slanted ground, which will cause you to take no fall damage. This is hard to do, so I suggest practicing this offline. If you start getting good at surfing, you can do ungodly things. For example, placing a bump mine at your surf spot ahead of time to allow you to cover practically the whole map. I enlisted the help of Sid and Cobra, a legendary duo in the Danger Zone scene, to show you this triple bump on Blacksite. You can find their info below. I hope this helped you all, and I look forward to seeing you in the skies of Danger Zone.
Not so nice. It was kind of nice. Someone clipped that maybe?
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
If you want to know what you're good at, and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
I've been so anti yeah, you're a bad chick and you know that. Eyes roll back every time you throw that. Love letter on your bed, I wrote that. I need you and I'm not afraid to show that. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. My world falls down when you pick me up. I came up from a small town, no one hit me up. Now they wanna be my friend. Everybody play pretend. But now I'm pulling up in a Bentley. No, really ain't shit you can tell me. What? I just wish somebody would help me. God's world. Fell in love with the diamonds and pearls. Yeah, we do what we want when we want it. Saks Fifth with the new Saint Laurent. Party too lit, get kicked out. All alone, that's the only way to live now. Yeah, we do what we want when we want it. I'ma get you anything that you want. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Yeah, I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything. I could buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. Buy you anything, anything on your everything, everything. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. And no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Savage, you've been distracted, your best my average, there's a reason for that's a fact. So they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan, I ain't need that. Outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Heard that, wonder when I'm gonna peak at. And that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. And no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
You call my bluff for the last time. This ain't a song, it's a battle cry. No life. I see the clue between the strobe lights. I'm haunted, black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Black face. Hey, follow me around, okay? Used to want it bad, used to want it bad, but I can't taste it. I can't help you now, okay? Follow me, okay? Black face. Follow me, okay? Follow me, okay? Black face. Follow me, got too much up on my plate, now I can't think. I said woke up, take a X and now I'm feeling this is it. Want the money, want the rest. I do purse, not no cess. They say darn, it's why you sad. said I just need to think. Red tape, got too close, I hate the city. Black face, show you everything you need till you fornicate it bad. Someone said it is sad, 'cause I used to want it bad. I know it's in my head, keep seeing you too many times. Yeah. I know it's in my head,
I'm so sorry that I wasn't really there for me. Cause nobody else is showing any empathy. Rudely awake and quite undertaken. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I know I need you now, cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy. Thinking everybody, even you's an enemy. Brutally awake and quite undertaken. Did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy. Oh, why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, cause I can spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I know I need you now.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Euronics, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, GGBet, and American.